It says it's going live now. So we're live at the Hangout, which means we're recording this. Okay, so we're going to get people on. I'm live now. It's being recorded. So we're going to just have some extra time here beforehand. So if you're trying to get on, Charmaine, reboot or something like that and try the link again.
Sounds good.
All right, we'll see you in a few.
Okay.
All right,
See you soon.
all
Thank
right,
you.
thanks. All right, so thanks for everyone for being here. We're going to just pause because we're actually going to get started in a few minutes. So I'm going to put on my screen for you guys a bunch of little quotes. This is pretty cool. Hmm. Okay.
Hiya.
Hey, we are live. We are
Woohoo.
broadcasting, and
Hi.
here's why we're broadcasting because uh, I'm excited first of all, and I'm showing these wonderful quotes up here. But
Cool.
I also wanted to invite somebody. I gave them the link, and it gave them a error message, and I thought they needed to be on. That we needed to start the broadcast because this is a personal hangout versus a business hangout, and I'm usually used to doing the business page hangout, and I there are some differences. So here we are, and so if that link doesn't work, I have to personally invite them through the because you're the second person that it didn't work for.
Yeah. Um, yeah, sometimes they're a little bit glitchy, so you'd be best to invite from in here,
Mm-hmm.
even though you're already live. Yay! Happy birthday, Laura!
Thank you.
Happy birthday, Laura's book. Social media myths busted.
And look what we got on the screen.
Oh, wow! What incredible timing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we've got incredible things. And so would you be the one viewer that's listed at the Google Hangout box down below, or do we think you have other
No,
viewers?
actually, I'm not. I was
Okay,
just
great.
trying to hide my eye a little before I came into the broadcast.
That's fine.
So
I've got the featured on the screen as the quotes for now. So
good.
I'll scroll through them. These are just some of our Mythbusters, like yourself, Elaine. I'm so excited that we are doing
And
this. And for
Manuel, yeah.
anybody who's tuning in, socialmediamythsbusted.com is where we have all the interviews. You can buy the book. The link to buy the book is there. It's really fun.
It's a lot of fun for sure.
So we'll go through today. It's more of a casual type of thing. If people have questions, oh, I did. Can I activate the Q&A from here? Yeah, I
Um,
opened it. I just opened it.
okay, good, good.
So if anybody wants to ask a question, what do they need to do?
They can just put a question on the event page.
And it'll come right here on the
It
Hangout?
will actually come into the Hangout and you can answer it live. And
Oh, cool. So I see somebody was saying happy birthday. Cool. All right, we got
oh, that's so nice.
yay.
And did you like your virtual ice cream cake?
Oh my. I love ice cream cake. I can't eat it a lot.
Well, that's what I thought, so many of us have gluten allergies and other things, but virtual cakes work well.
They do. That's awesome. So somebody said happy birthday, and I see that. So anything they put in the thing comes up. Is that what it is?
Yeah, it will come
Okay.
up. It's just it's a place you can keep checking. As Q&A, just for people that are watching, you have to start it when you set up your Hangout. So don't forget to do that because then you can't use it while you're inside.
Right.
Comment trackers available,
Oh, good.
which you can also open if you want to and set up. Let me see if I can what I can do. I haven't used this in a while, and I know the lovely Denise Wakeman was telling me that this works really well. And I had only been using it in the Hangout Toolbox before. So let's see if this opens and maybe we can see some other comments for you, Laura.
Okay. I want to see if I can get other people on the line here. So I
Good
need to
idea.
make a call. So why don't you keep talking about the comments and you could even show the screen. I'd be happy to put your screen on screen share, and you could talk people through that and show us what we're talking about, how they can comment and how we're going to see it. Because I put on it says currently answering, but I have to go back to the event to actually answer it, or can I do it somehow on this Chrome window that
Well,
opens up the Hangout?
the difference between the comment tracker and the Q&A is the way you answer is simply verbally.
Ah, okay. Well,
Okay,
thanks.
there's
So,
actually no notations. You're just speaking to whoever wrote the question. Um,
gotcha.
which is nice because you're bringing people into the Hangout with you, and it's also a little less distracting on the host because you're not having to go off and type somewhere.
Right. Okay. Cool.
And
So thank you for Darby. She brought the book, Darby Beale Stoke.
woohoo! Way to
So
go, Darby.
if I already answered it, then we're good. Okay. So it just pops it up. That's just nice. It's a really nice feature.
Yeah, and once you've answered the question, there's a little place there that you can actually tick off the question that was answered. Okay, so yeah, Darby, she bought the book. She said happy birthday. Once it's been answered, you just make a little note. I can't see it because I'm not the host. I can only see the finished, the questions that have been answered. The beauty of the Q&A, Laura, for people is anybody that's in the Hangout with you, when you're using Q&A, they have the option to see the questions and the answered the answered questions as well.
Where are
Which
the
is,
answered questions, by the way?
sorry?
Oh, there they are. Okay, so you can look at the
Okay,
answered
yeah.
questions.
So your
Got it.
next one, Darby's now asking if there's only one thing to take away from the book, what would it be?
Oh, that's a great question.
Wow.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's a big question. Okay, I'm going to come on camera for that. Here comes Charmaine,
And here
too.
comes Charmaine.
Yay. So let's see. How do I unshare my screen? There we go.
Oh, Eileen, hi. Eileen Smith saying hello.
Awesome. Hey, Eileen. How come you're seeing all these? Oh, that's great. They don't come on my screen as fast as yours. Well,
Aha.
great. So, Darby, if there's only one thing to take away from the book, what would it be? Well, been really thinking hard on why I'm writing this book.
Mhm.
And why I'm writing the book, and why I wrote the book, and why I gathered these 30 leaders together is because I'm on a mission to use social media for good. So if there's one thing to take away is use social media for good. And I don't mean that like use it for good, but use it for good so that we can start a trend, so that we can overwhelm any of the negative that's out there, so that you can have the internet and the social media world you want. Like be the change you want to see. And that is what I want people to take away. It's about building relationships. It's about getting what your needs met. It's about bringing the world together. And it's by being authentic. And sometimes there's some paradigm shifting because yes, you're in business. This is for business, right? But no, you don't want to just go up and say in your face, "Hi, this is me. Buy me," you know. So we do need to take to heart and to be a little more creative because it's a different communication platform. It's one thing to go to a networking meeting and shake hands, but what is shaking hands when you are in the digital media space?
Well, let me take that for a second, Laura.
Yeah, go
And
for it.
part of that shaking hands for me is listening. Listening and responding to what others are putting out there. Because too many in social media tend to, oh, there's Charmaine on camera. Woo!
Woo!
Too many people forget that this is not just a broadcast system. Don't just keep flooding the market with everything about you. You want to make sure that you're taking the time to listen to those around you, and especially that's how you find your target market, and that's how you build that know, like, trust factor.
Indeed. Yeah, the listening is key because especially if you don't know what you're doing online or how to approach it. I mean, Charmaine, you've had a lot of experience on social media. And everyone, this is Charmaine Hammond. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself, Charmaine? We're so happy you're here. I know you're traveling today, and I'm just honored that you came.
Well, happy birthday. I'm excited for
Thank
you
you.
today, Laura, and really glad to be here. I'm Charmaine Hammond from Canada, and I'm a speaker and trainer in the area of leadership, team building, and resilience.
And you have a couple of books, and you're on a mission. And tell us how you've used social media for good.
Well, we have several books about our dog Toby, so we've actually used social media to create an identity for Toby's, which has been a lot of fun for me, trying to think about what this dog would say if he had a voice that we could understand. So it's really helped us build our brand, and most recently we launched a tour called Paws Across Canada. It's our mission to build a kinder Canada, one paw, one person at a time. 2015 it'll be Paws Across North America. And social media has been absolutely critical. And I wanted to say, I was a Twitter resistor, and I took Laura's webinars around Twitter, and I started to get excited about Twitter. And when I really realized the importance of Twitter, it was when I just tweeted out a couple of months ago that we were going to a specific community on our first leg of our tour. And in 7 seconds, I had 2 media requests. 7 seconds.
Wow.
So I am no longer a Twitter resistor.
Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Go. Oh, great. And Elaine, we didn't get to have you introduce yourself. Elaine is my guru and goddess of Google Plus, amongst other many very important things. But that's the gift you are to me right now. So
Thank you. Thank you. I'm Elaine Lindsay of True Social Media. I'm a Google Plus evangelist. I'm gaga for Google, anything Google, and absolutely love doing hangouts, meeting new people, and being able to meet the needs of people online.
And she does it well, so good job. And I'm really glad that we're here celebrating together. I want to give some shout outs here. My mom's here, Ethel, hi.
Yay!
And Darby, great. Thank you she says she spends a lot of time in groups, reading and responding to posts. So yeah, listening is incredibly important in the beginning, and listening. How do you say listening? Which really is reading, I guess, online, although it could be watching, videos. So it's kind of an interesting term. I do like the term listening, but in case you don't know what it means just read what other people are doing. And check in with yourself. It's like, does this feel good? Does this feel weird? What's going on? Am I okay with this? So if you can check in, then you get a really good sense of how other people are responding to information, and then how you could possibly share information that would be good. Be good out there, people.
Be good. Deborah Jackson says, love the podcast. Beautiful, Charmaine.
Thank you.
That's great. What else? Who else do we
Laura,
have here?
David Lynch is asking, the timing's really bad for him in Ireland, but will you be putting this on YouTube?
Yeah.
I'm thinking, oh yeah.
Oh yeah, it's going to be on YouTube, all 3 hours. Enjoy it, scroll through it, whatever. And if you haven't already gotten the book today, it's on sale for 99 cents. It's called Social Media Myths Busted, the Small Business Guide to Online Revenue. And Elaine is a contributor in there, and Charmaine's a big promoter. So we're just excited. You can get it at socialmediamythsbusted.com. How about that? I should probably put that on my lower third, right? Let's talk about
That's
lower
a great idea.
I had put on my my normal one, and I need to get a new one.
I'll help you with that. I just had a little cake up for you for a little while to.
I love the cake. Do you like my hat?
I love your hat. Love your hat. Virtual cake and hats are always handy.
We gotta have fun here.
Oh, absolutely. Charmaine, I hope you're heading to Ottawa with your Paws for Cause at some point.
We will be. We will be probably in the spring of 2015, and then we'll launch the North America tour in September.
Well, good. Then we'll definitely have to hook up, because I have some little paws here too.
Ah, wonderful.
Very little.
Does that mean you have little dogs? Is that what that
I
means?
have a little Yorkie. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, she's about 3.5 pounds and rules the house,
Yeah. So tell us about, Charmaine, how the campaign's going, and what's your next step in it?
The campaign's going great. We're now planning the next leg of the tour, which is Manitoba and Saskatchewan in Canada, and of course in the background planning the whole North American tour. But one of the things we also recognize when around social media is the importance of having a social media team. We actually didn't do that first time around. I tried doing it all myself. That's not going to happen on the next tour. We're going to have a team of people because one of the things was, the tour took priority, and some of the marketing and social media that was happening live wasn't happening live, other than Twitter, because it was so easy for me to do Twitter and Instagram from my cell phone because I'm still learning all of this. So I think when we think about our social media plan, which is a big part of planning, we're going to pull together a team of champions, but as well as a social media team where that's solely their responsibility, and they can focus on that. And because I'm still learning.
We all are.
Yeah. Every day it changes, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And there's so many myths out there, and then things change. I mean, the other day, when I was interviewing Vivica von Rosen, and hopefully she'll be joining us today at some point. If anybody's here and you're wanting to join on with the video, just put a note in there because the link is not working like I wanted to, and I think the invitation will. So anyway, what I was saying about Vivica is we were talking about the LinkedIn names, and at one point you weren't allowed to use your like MD or PhD or CPA, and now that's fine. So they changed their rules like this. I mean, it's still not cool to put like keywords in your name or email addresses or phone numbers. Please don't do that, because LinkedIn will, come around to it, or if you get reported, they're not very nice. They do shut people down and all that stuff. So we don't want that. That wouldn't be fun. So anyway.
And some of those things are actually, it's really important, but often it's just common sense. Think about it. You don't want to be inundated with salesy, constant pitching, so don't do it to other people. For me, that's sort of a basic tenet. Do what you would want to have done to you. Treat others the way you would love to be treated.
Exactly. And I just want to answer a quick question, of course, because we are selling the book today. You can get the book. You can go to the website socialmediamythsbusted.com and click the link to buy the book, or you can go to Amazon and type in Social Media Myths Busted and get the book that way. It's only 99 cents today, so that is a birthday special.
Or follow the link that's in front of me.
Yes. That's great.
Is that a good one?
Follow the link. What? Yeah, I love that. That's in front of you. You put it up there. That's a great link.
Did.
I'm just going to verify everything's working. You never know how these systems go. The other thing is, what I don't know, and Charmaine, maybe you know this better, is, okay, well, we're going for #1 bestseller, or at least in the top 10 bestsellers. So tracking it seems to be a little bit interesting. Any tips you have for people who want to market their books and track it on Amazon?
One of the things that we learned, we worked with Hasmark Services for when we did our On Toby's Terms book launch. And they were just awesome in teaching us what to do and how to keep track of everything. I love how they taught us, and we took a lot of screenshots throughout the day, which was really important. We've done that with our other book launches, is just keep taking screenshots of the Amazon page so that we can, first of all, see the numbers changing. And then, of course, refreshing our page. We had a big panic with one of our launches because nothing was happening, so I thought, and it was just that I wasn't refreshing my Amazon page. So good learning halfway through. So little things like that really help in the tracking process.
Yes, and I hope I'm tracking in the right page. So if anybody else wants to track with us, go for it. The categories, I believe, are at the bottom of the book page, and I have no idea what I'm doing here, really. But I'm having fun, and welcome. Nicole's here, Nicole Jolie, the Facebook ad queen. We're glad you're here. How are you today?
I am trying to get my you-know-what together. I just got out of the shower. I didn't do my hair. I have no makeup.
This is come as you are, everyone. So, and by the way,
seriously, I seriously have, I just put on my facial serum.
Very nice.
So what was the conversation about? I'm sorry, I didn't.
We're just having a kind of a random social media awesome conversation. This is Charmaine, by the way. Charmaine, this is Nicole. And Charmaine's up in Canada. She does awesome stuff with books and leadership and Paws Across Canada. You guys would have the dog connection big time here.
Oh, Paws Across Canada. Awesome. Yay.
Thank you.
Love the dogs.
Yes, and then we've got, and Lane left us, but she'll be back, I'm sure.
Uh-oh.
It's one of those days, and we're talking about how to track a Amazon bestseller. So let me add Elaine back. She's asking me for that. And tell us what you're excited about with social media.
So you're tracking an Amazon bestseller. How are you doing that?
Well, that's what Charmaine was just explaining to me. You've got to check your categories, right, Elaine? I mean, right, Charmaine?
Yes. Yep.
Check your categories. Okay, so like, for example, if you're on KDP, is that the same?
Yeah, there's, let me see if I can, so there's a hot new releases. Why is every page the hot new releases? I got the links and I've got to refresh them now, and they're like in the specific categories because that's usually where you become a bestseller is in your category.
Yes.
Unless you're like,
for example, like if I'm in KDP for anti-aging, then I've put myself in the beauty category, obviously.
You don't have a book, you have a product, right?
I know I have a book.
You have a book. Okay. So yeah, it would be in the Amazon.com. Well, there's a bestseller link usually at the top. Is that right, Charmaine?
That's right. Yeah. There's several categories. There's in addition to.
Let me show you my screen. You guys can tell me if I'm doing this right. I'll show you my screen. Gotta love Hangouts, and hopefully you all are learning with us because I'm definitely learning here today as I do this live in person. So here's the Amazon bestsellers page for new business enterprises, which is one of my categories.
Okay.
And you can see they have a thing here that says bestsellers right in the middle of the nav bar towards the left, actually. And we're not here yet. But what I don't know, Charmaine, is how do I find out how many have actually sold?
I don't think you can find that out right away. And the other piece is when you go on your book page on Amazon, so when you go on the page that just has your book there, towards I think it's the middle of the screen, it gives the book specifics like the number of pages, paperback or hard copy. It gives the ISBN number, and just below that, it will actually show where you're sitting in the ranks of your categories and overall bestseller status. So that's probably the most important thing to keep checking. And Amazon updates every hour.
Stop right there. Go up, Laura. Go up. Sorry, right. Go up a little bit more. Stop right there where it says product details.
Yeah.
So where does it show? The
254,919 in paid Kindle store. So that's your BSR.
And then, Charmaine, what were you saying about the category rank is most important to keep checking?
Yeah, so right below where you've got the Amazon bestseller rank that shows those numbers, what'll happen is once there's enough books that are being purchased, it will start to change your category ranking, and then that's when you'll start to see your ranking show up in your category. That's how I understand it.
Right.
So when we did our last campaign, we didn't see it changing, and we were panicking, but we were just kind of out the door, and we were in between the Amazon updates every hour, and also it was just the beginning of the campaign, so we hadn't, there wasn't a lot of sales going on, so it wasn't changing our ranking right away.
Well, also you're pushing your conversion down every time you visit your page and you don't take an action. So one of the things you want to really be very, very careful of is, like, right now you're pushing your own conversions down. So don't leave that page right now.
I'm going to go buy it. I'm just going to go buy it.
Don't even refresh it. Like, but each time you buy it, don't buy it from the seller where you published it from. Have a different Amazon account. So, if you buy it from where you published it from, then you're also going to degrade your conversions.
Oh,
So
so I shouldn't buy it for myself. I shouldn't buy my own.
you cannot buy it from the same account that you published from.
Interesting. Okay. Well,
So
That's a
another thing
really good point,
about
Nicole.
Amazon, especially with Kindle. Now, Kindle and
well,
KDP.
I already did. I just did apparently.
Okay, so every time you do that from that account, you're going to push your ranks down.
Well, of course, I'd only buy it once, but okay, that was the first time and only time.
So if you go in and check this stat, you want to check it from a different account and also from an incognito window. So if you're in like
All right.
on a PC, you do a control. It's a Control Shift N, I think. And
Yeah, I know how to do it on up here is the incognito, new incognito window.
right.
Yep.
And then you also want to use the other account, the Amazon account that you're not a seller on.
Okay.
So that's really important on that one. And then for you can do it in your reports and figure out what they give real time, so you can actually see your reports.
Where is that?
You would go into, you have to log in as you, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you'll go over to your account. You don't want to do it here live because it would show, it's going to show things that you don't want seen live.
Okay.
So go to your account and do the drop down for a minute.
Okay. Go to my account and do the drop down. Uh-huh.
Just hover over the drop down. Okay, so see where it says manage, excuse me. Hold on a second.
Whoops, sorry. Am I supposed to go to the KDP bookshelf or no?
Yeah, you got to go to the KDP bookshelf. It's not in there. So go. No. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. Just go down. You can go. Scroll down. Let's see if you can do it right here. And by the way, see where it says look for similar items by category? Remember when Charmaine was just saying that this is where you're going to rank, right?
Mm-hmm.
Business, money, skills. These are the keywords that you're using. So you can fit on those keywords, and you can actually do an ad on those.
In Amazon?
In Amazon, yeah.
Interesting.
So if you've got a seller account, you can do it there. You can also do it through KDP doesn't allow you to do it, so you'd have to do it. I'm not sure if you can. I think you can do it. I did it before through your seller account. So you're going to want to open up a new window. Just leave that window there so that you don't take action on that. You're just leaving it open. And go to Amazon again, new window, or new tab, whatever. And then you're going to scroll down to Publish Plus. And
So, hey, does Google know it's my birthday?
Yes.
That is too cool, by the way. And where am I going, KDP?
Yeah, you're just going to go to you can do KDP Bookshelf if you want to, but in a different tab.
Well, I'm in a brand new tab, so can you see my screen?
No, I can't. Your screen hasn't refreshed yet.
Oh, okay, maybe I need to. Let me come back on and share the right screen now.
Yeah, you have to.
Okay, there we are, KDP.
Okay, so now, take down us. There we go. All right, so now you're going to go down to sign in. And then over to your book, which is the social media book, right? Now, what you want to do here is actually, before you click that on, you want to go to reports up in the top.
Oh, reports. We got reports, everyone.
And then what you'll see is, scroll down a little bit. So it's
look at that.
And you can see it. That's real time. Now, once you start refreshing that, it'll be real time, and you can see that consistently.
Okay, this is awesome.
So, and then you can check it, see what it says all titles. You want to change that to your title that you're looking at. So on left-hand side, it says all titles, change it to social media myths. There you go, and then update it.
Nice. Okay, great. I think that's the only one that's really, well, it's not the only one, but it's the only one people are buying. But cool. All right. Well, there it is. Sales dashboard. Is this the sales dashboard?
That is your sales report dashboard. KDP is a little bit more archaic than what Amazon is on Kindle. You know, in the back office, it's really kind of a strange. It's not like it's very interactive or intuitive, and it doesn't give the engagement that other parts of Amazon give. And I wonder if that's something that they're going to fix or sell off, or I don't know, because it just doesn't seem like an Amazon kind of product, you know, in the way that it works as a company, right? Now, one of the things you can do, and I think you know this, is you can do promotions, and you can do a Kindle countdown promotion once it's on for 30 days. So you can do a Kindle countdown, or you can do a freebie for 5 days, but then you have to wait another 30 days to do another promotion, which kind of sucks because, you know, it doesn't give you that.
That's interesting. That's an interesting thing. I'm going to put myself back on camera. So they allow you to do these countdown deals, but after your product is launched? That's kind of interesting.
They don't allow you to, because once it's launched, they want to see how you're ranking. So they want to see you do organic before you actually get some kind of boost from them. So
gotcha.
The more people you can get to purchase that product right away and leave a review, the easier it's going to be. Although, if that person has a seller account and they're leaving a review from the seller account, you're screwed. So a lot of people don't know how Amazon really works in relation to product versus publishing versus KDP. There's 3 different ways to leave reviews, and you can leave a seller review based from another seller. So, for example, seller to seller, what did you do? That review is going to boost you up in the links, but they got to know how to do that. You see what I mean? So there's a specific way to do it. You can do now buyer to seller, great, awesome review, but you've got to do it from they usually do it from their seller account, which really kind of screws you up. So I never give my link out to anybody because people don't get it. They click on the link and they're like, oh yeah, okay, I'll purchase this later. Even though it's 99 cents, it's like, dude, just freaking buy the button right now. If you don't do it, you know, and then they're like, well, what do you mean you decrease your conversions? So for the layman, and I hate to put this in like the stupid people, but for the stupid people that don't really get it, you know, that you're saying, okay, go buy my book for 99 cents, they literally are having like this kind of panic attack at the fact that, oh my God, I gotta press a button, you know. But they'll put their email into some stupid ass thing to get something for free, which they'll never get, you know. So like it doesn't make sense. But the whole point of that is that don't give your link straight direct. Do a smart URL so that you can at least track that link. I would say, you know, do the link. For example, if you want to rank for the keyword, you're going to search the keyword that you want to rank for in Kindle. So, for example, let's say you're ranking for business book. You want to type into Kindle business book, right? And then you want to do that for all as well. So you want to go into all and you want to go into Kindle. And you want to find your link, your top URL, so that it attaches that search. So when you give that link out in a smart URL, that's the search link. So right away, when they click on that link, it's as if they searched for your book, pushed you up in the rankings into that business. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's very, let me make sure I understood what you said. But so if I search for business book and find my book in there somehow, there's a link that has that search term in it. And that's the link I want to shorten and give out to people.
I love you because you just get it. I just love that you get it. It's so great when I don't have to continually keep telling people what to do. It's lovely.
Yeah, so but I have a question about that, of course. I don't want to understand it, and this is like gold. You guys don't understand. This is a really good hangout, okay? What Nicole's talking about. So now, is there a way to put my affiliate link in there, my Amazon Associates? Oh, yeah, now we're talking.
So here's what you can do with this, all right? Now, there isn't a way to put your affiliate link in, but here's the deal. Let's say you go to your affiliate area, okay, and you search this book, okay, and you say, I want this book. Now, you've got that link with your affiliate link, but with that book. It's not with a search term in that book. But if you copy the string where it says search and it's got the question mark, and you insert that into your URL for your affiliate link, test it out. Yes, you can.
Okay, so let me go over. This is a little formula for the URL, right?
Yeah, but you have
So,
to. I mean, this is ninja shit. This is not. This is no BS. I mean, this is not something that I've never shared this with anybody. So I hope that how many people are
it
watching?
makes complete sense. I mean, from my standpoint and the experience I have
I
for
don't want to give my good shit away.
well, it's not going to hurt you, like use social media for good and let's, benefit from it. And it's nothing that's illegal or anything. It's just a really
No,
good hat.
totally. I mean, it's totally the way you do it. I mean, that's the way everybody does it. So what you really want to do, though, is you want to make sure when you're looking at your book, okay, from a vantage point of you're the affiliate, you want to go in and get that link as the affiliate link, and then open a new window, search for your book, find it, and get that string on the URL that says this is the search term.
Right. And where do you insert that in there and all
You
that?
have to look at the code the way it's in your affiliate link, because your affiliate link is a little bit different. So you're gonna have to do it's right after the question mark. It's usually URL equals question mark, and then it has a string of like forward to. Yeah, it's like a forward to search term, and then you put it in there.
Okay. Well, that's really cool and really advanced. I get it. I'll have to play with it to get it right, to get the URL right. But that's great. What do you ladies think, Elaine and Charmaine?
Notice I'm writing notes furiously.
Elaine, are you writing notes, Elaine? Because I'm like looking at you going, what's she doing?
I am writing notes. That was brilliant.
Yes.
Like, you are phenomenal. I bow down. That's lovely.
Thank you. I know.
Kindle's not my thing. And that was absolutely bang on brilliant. And I will quote you when I tell people how brilliant that is.
I love you for that. Now let me share something else with you guys on this, okay? So, so here's another thing that you can do, all right? Which is, for example, Laura, you're running people that you know who are going to buy your book. We're all going to buy your book. It's a no-brainer, right? But when you run people, like let's say you did a right-hand side ad, okay, in Facebook, and let's say you did a retargeting pixel, and you actually retargeted these people that are now us. You're also retargeting our friends. So if we have 5 or 6,000 friends or whatever we have, 2,000 friends. You're retargeting them too, because they're seeing it in that right-hand side ad. Now, not all the time does it reach. Okay, so here's the deal. There are times when you'll retarget and it won't reach. Now, there's something going on with the pixels right now, and this is what I'm hearing. I don't know if this is true or not, but it will reach some of their friends. So it's a really good idea to do a retargeting pixel ad on the right-hand side for $5 or $10 a day. Or even set it at $25 a day for the week, and push out that book and say, Laura, your friend is, and make it so that you're talking to them because they're your friends and you're retargeting them. So tell other people for me to buy my book. I'm really trying to get pushed up in the ranks. And when they see that, they're like, oh yeah, for sure, I'll do it. You're just reminding them on the right-hand side to take an action. And then you don't send them to the actual link. You send them to a thank you page on Lead Pages with the link in it with the instructions on how to do it. Okay? So you're not capturing their emails because you've already got them on a retargeting pixel. You're giving them an instruction, all right? So if you send them directly to the link, again, you're risking pushing your conversions down. So you definitely want to create a more solidified movement into that link so that everybody has that specific instructional, right? So there's no question. When people get a thank you page from you, they're like, yeah, woo, Does that make sense?
Totally.
Yeah,
you are, Charmaine is like, you are Miss Amazon University. This is great.
If only I looked the part right now, you guys. I just got out of the shower and blow dried my hair, and I'm like, ah. But it's really interesting how Amazon is working, and because Amazon is really competing with market share right now, and they have been for a long time. They have $74 billion in sales. This year they're looking for $100 billion in sales, and they barely scratched the market with Walmart and the bigger box brands. So they really are pushing for that market share. So the more value you can give as a seller onto Amazon, they're going to push you up in rank, because once they see these, they're going to be like, oh, hell yeah, we're pushing you up there. So, even if it's 2 or 3 reviews a day, it's still, look, I just got my product ranked in beauty, okay? And let me tell you, it was not easy. I'm on page 1.
Wow.
And
it's awesome.
that's the key word that I'm bidding on is $7.50 at a minimum CPC. So I've got to bid $10.50 just to get a click.
Yeah.
Now, granted, there's a lot more that goes on with that, but the idea here is that you can get a product onto page 1. It's the way that you do it, and it's the subtle nuances that about how people are going to react when they see your link. So you really want to give them a reason to click that link. You really want to give them a reason to do your call to action.
Do you have a webinar on this information?
I can do one.
Good.
We'll have you on Social Buzz.
We will absolutely have you on Social Buzz. And in digital media, I'm looking for speakers. Bang. Awesome.
Okay. Yeah, I can do that for you guys. That's not a problem. For sure. I'll get the slides up and I'll do that for you for sure. Yeah. Yay.
Gold. This is gold. Networking happening and social. We had a couple of questions come in I wanted to pose to everyone. And
we have people listening?
Oh, yeah, babe. And this is public.
Oh, my God. Don't say anything about how I look.
Look fabulous.
I am in the beauty.
You are always smashing. It's great. So we've got, what is the best way to use social media to promote membership for a nonprofit like Rail Trails? How can we use social media to get people to make use of rail trails? I guess rail trails are those trails that have been converted, former railroads.
Yep.
And so that's question, by the way, is from my mom, and she works with the rail trails in Northeast Pennsylvania. So it's a great question, though. I'd love to hear what ideas you all have for their small community.
Oh, I have a ton of ideas for that.
Go for it.
So first of all, Rail Trails isn't joint venturing with too many people in the area. So what I would do is I would get into the Parks and Recreation Department, which they already are to a certain extent, but I would get Parks and Recreation Department and I'd say I'd get the demographics of that Parks and Recreation Department, and I'd take a little bit of advertising and I'd figure out who I could target on Facebook for trails. Like, for example, if my target market, let's just say my target market is women who are 30 and they're single and they're also on Match.com and they're also on JDate or something like that. Okay, now this is far out, and just stay with me as I go through this, but I would advertise to women who want to lose weight, who want to find a husband, and who want to get out and enjoy life, right, and just have a life. And I'd say, get out, have a life, and enjoy the rail trails, and be a part of a community that's creating, because people want to be a part of a tribe. They want to be a part of something that's bigger than them, inevitably, right? Because then they feel like they're commuting with people. They're bringing themselves into it. So I would publish that kind of ad towards those kind of women first. I'd find women first, because women are they're a little bit more communal, right, than men are. And then I would bring in the men and I would do a counter ad that said, all these women are coming to Rail Trails. Why not you? Now, then it becomes a date, but here's the deal, is that you're able to bring in people that really want to create a community because they don't have their own. So those people are the more apt to be at a place because they don't have a life. Right? They're getting divorced, or they're right? Think about it.
Oh my God.
Or they just want more community.
Or they just want more community.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Totally makes sense. It's great. Good stuff.
I mean, you can target the people with kids and families and everything, but they've already got their gig going on. You want to target the people that don't have a gig going on.
Absolutely. So those are great ideas for ads. How about Elaine and Charmaine? Any ideas for
well, my first question is, what are rail trails?
So rail trails are in the U.S. we have a lot of railroad systems that were torn up and not, and so we have these pathways that have, some of them
Oh.
have rails, some of them the rails actually have been removed, but they're these wonderful pathways that have been converted in many communities to places where you can cross country ski if you have snow, or hike, or
Oh.
they've paved them over them for biking, so they maintain them, these rail trail organizations, and they want to bring people to it. And I don't understand more than that. Do you know more, anybody? Like Nicole, do you know any more about them?
Well, they wanted the idea was to bridge the gap across the United States and literally make a basic rail trail that would go from state to state. But as state funding became less and less, and they got budget cuts for certain things, that was one of the first things to go, right? Which is, we want to make you fatter by putting you in front of the television instead of you getting out on the rail trail. So God forbid we would want to fund that, but we will fund, your antidepressants. So so the rail trails got cut off because antidepressants took over. That's just my take. But anyway, but that was the idea in the very, very beginning. When they started doing this in the 80s, they kind of had this idea that, oh, we'll take all the old rails and we'll make a long, from California to New York kind of thing, and so that was the idea. But it kind of got tanked because every state has their own agenda.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let me take that away then for your mom. You could, in light of what Nicole's saying, and targeting single women or recent divorcees, you could set up like a foot rally with checkpoints. You could also do like a geocaching, and maybe have teams that are
Nike thing. How about a Nike thing where you guys all did it on your Nike bands and you all checked in on the rail trail?
Yeah, and you could tie that in, like even the geocaching or the Nike thing, you could tie that in with some really decent fundraising as well for a community cause. Thus, you get more people to come out to these things when you're including community.
Yeah.
And if you planned it on a monthly basis and you did a content calendar, you could actually do something every month where it would have a different theme.
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. Well, great. Hi, and we have a new visitor.
Hi.
It's Denise. Hey, everyone. Everyone say hi to Denise.
Hi.
With her party hat on, too.
Yeah, wow, it's a
Party.
birthday. Happy birthday,
Thank
Laura.
you. Thank you for stopping by on the birthday.
My
We're having
pleasure.
some power social media brainstorming. We got to do this more often. Oh my
Okay.
gosh. We were just asked a question about, about rail trails in the US, the different places you can go walking and biking.
Yeah, I've gone running on one down in Manhattan Beach, which is, south of me a little bit.
Yeah. So my mom, who happens to be watching today, or was watching, asked a great question about, she's very involved with her Rail Trails organization up in Northeast Pennsylvania. How can they have, and she was saying, yes, I have it right. So you can do all things like, and there you can do snowshoeing and cross-country skiing and biking, and they want to just know how to get the word out that these trails are out there and the communities can take advantage of it. And, there's so many people. Let's get our, what?
Instagram.
Instagram. Say more about Instagram. We haven't talked about that.
Well, take pictures, share pictures of people enjoying the trails, and with links and directions, or a link on the profile of the Instatrail.
Instatrail. There you go.
That's good. I like
Trail
that.
pictures. Yeah, and I would be sharing pictures like crazy on Pinterest and on Instagram, on Facebook, and that way people get to see the experience and have people share pictures when they're on the trail. So if I were going down to Manhattan Beach, which is obviously near the beach in Southern California, I would show pictures of the trail as I was running along, or that kind of thing.
So, by the way, she's asking, what's a foot rally? Who was talking about the foot rally?
Oh, that was me.
What is a foot rally?
Okay, it's, you know how they do car rallies and you have checkpoints and you know, collect things along the way. Same idea without the cars. You go in teams and you have to bring back, you know, X amount of items on however a couple of miles of trail, whatever you've set out. And there are checkpoints where you have to either do an action or you have to bring back, in this case, Instagram photos, evidence of what you've done in each specific area. And it can be an awful lot of fun, and it's a great...
That's a great idea to use with the Instagram, you know?
Yeah.
What you've done in this area, and take pictures and then load it.
Yeah.
You know, and like do an Instagram of it. So now you don't have, you're doing the social, but you're not collecting items, you know, because who cares about the items? You're actually collecting the items on Instagram. So, you know, find X amount of X, right? Whatever, pine cones or something. Put them all together. So now you're fostering in what you can see on this trail into that Instagram, and that's who the team who has the most Instagrams wins. And they win a $50 gift certificate to, you know, to Chevy's or some, you know,
local
joint.
The local,
right.
You know,
So
that's a really good point.
store.
And around that, depending on what the area is, Nicole, you could actually specify a picture of a, you know, 5-leafed plant, or find a specific tree, or you know, get a picture of a squirrel or what have you.
That's a great idea, because people really dig finding, like, what kind of
scavenger hunts.
Right.
We had something like that up here in Canada from the National Capital Commission, specifically to Ottawa. There are trails that surround this city. They're not old rail trails, but they are just trails into a specific wetlands and different areas around. And at one year, the paper ran a scavenger hunt. And at the end of the scavenger hunt, there was money tied up to a tree deep in one of the forests, which was really quite interesting. So scavenger hunts is another thing.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of ways that your mom could go to the community and actually get gift certificates or something from some of the retailers.
Yeah.
That would be the end gift for whatever the scavenger hunt or the foot rally or whatever was going on that month. You can get sponsors through your local retailers.
You could also have some of the gifts or whatever, some of the trail, you know, people veer off to a sponsor's store.
Yeah,
and have to take
absolutely.
pictures of the sponsor, so that's how you get the sponsors get more.
Yeah, they can actually be on the trail as like, you know, giving out whatever, you know, lemonade or something like that.
Yeah.
Yep. So they either veer off the trail, or they come on the trail, and they maybe you know how Social Media Examiner, social media marketing world, they give you a little bingo card,
Right.
and you have to go get people to sign off, answer a question and sign off. That kind of would be fun. So I kind of don't understand the difference between a foot rally and a scavenger hunt, but they're kind of overlapping a little bit, right?
Well, yeah, but foot rallies are more, it's more a timed thing.
Oh, it's timed. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, so, all right, cool. And then, Charmaine, I know you've been eagerly listening here. Did you have anything you wanted to add?
Well, tying in the concept of partnership and sponsorship and raising awareness, one of the things that we did with Paws Across Canada, which was just awesome, and we're taking this to a much bigger level on our next tour. One of our partners was Petland Canada, and we created a philanthropy aspect of our tour. It was called Toonie for Team Toby. In Canada, we have a $2 coin that's called a toonie. So we created cutout paw prints, sort of like the concept of March of Dimes when they do their fundraising in stores. We had cutout paw prints that had our Toonie for Team Toby, the website, the original teamtoby.com, and then it had just our mission statement for the tour, which is building a kinder Canada, one paw, one person at a time. And then the Petland Canada stores that were partnering with us on this event, they sold cutout paw prints in their stores for 2 weeks. they did a phenomenal job of raising funds and raising awareness. And so one of the things we do is we go into schools and with our dog Toby and talk on the topics about kindness and how kindness really can change things. And we had a number of people that were asking the Petland Canada staff, how do we get Charmaine and Toby into the school? It created conversations about bully prevention and kindness between the customers and the Petland staff. So it was great for exposure. It allowed us to support the nonprofit charity that we had chosen for the event. Of course, our branding was out there. It brought new followers to our webpage. But it was a great way to tie the philanthropy and sort of a mission or a cause as well as our tour all into one. So that might be something that you could consider for the Trails project.
Yeah,
Bringing
Gentle
in some
Barn has
sponsors.
something like that too. The Gentle Barn down here, they have something like what you're doing with Paws Across Canada. So that's an awesome idea.
Let's get a sponsor and have them sell for a couple dollars, something like a giveaway. That's really cool. What could we do? Oh, the wheels are turning.
Yeah.
No doubt.
We've got a visitor. Hi, Kendra.
Oh, you know what? It's Stephanie.
Oh, Stephanie. Why do you have your Kendra thing? Stephanie, how are you, darling?
Thank you. Great.
Why
Happy
does
birthday.
it say Kendra?
Yeah, I don't know, but this is Stephanie West, everyone, dear friend.
Hi.
Didn't recognize you with your glasses on. You're so cute.
Here we go.
Yeah,
There
you
she
saw
is.
this
There's
camera.
my darling friend. And Stephanie is a graphic designer, website builder, social media marketer, all wrapped up, and artist, umbrella arching artist, all in one. So welcome. Thanks for being here. Are you in Santa Fe?
I am.
Okay, great. What's new and exciting in your world?
Oh, thank you. Expanding Go West Design, my company here in Santa Fe with a new office, and that's why you see the name. We're calling it Alchemy.
Cool. Very cool.
Thank you.
That's great. We don't actually see the name. We see Kendra.
Oh, that's right,
Who
because
is
it's registered
Arnold?
email with Kendra, and that's my business partner.
Okay, gotcha. Well, welcome. Thank you for being
Good to
here.
see
It's
you.
so
And
fun.
everybody else. Hi.
Yes, these are my social media buddies and
Hi.
all parts of the world here. We're just bringing them in. So it is okay. And just so everyone knows, a little just a reminder, we are promoting the book. Today is my birthday book launch special for 99 cents. Social Media Myths Busted, the Small Business Guide to Online Revenue. And I'm passionate about the small business owner. So if anybody has questions.
Share the book cover.
Book cover. All right, well, let's see. I was thinking that. I was like, oh gosh, I should have it up there. Let me just bring it up on something
That
sort
should
of
be your little your avatar.
my logo, my little logo. Yeah, that's a good idea. There's so many things, Nicole, that you've said today. I'm like, oh dang, why didn't I get this up sooner?
Well, you've been juggling a lot of stuff.
I have, and you've been so awesome, keeping me on my toes. Here, let's see. Let's get a little. There it is. Yay! Social Media Myths Busted. Small Business Guide to Online Revenue. SocialMediaMythsBusted.com is the book site. And by the way, all the interviews we did with you, Elaine, Denise, and the 30 other people we had interviewing, Nicole, we have all their interviews up at that site in the blog area. There will be transcripts eventually available with those videos, but for right now, the videos are there. And you can get your copy of the book from that, you can click the link. If you're going to buy the book, do it. Don't click the link unless you're gonna buy the book. Of course, we learned that from Nicole today. So totally awesome. Apparently that, for those of you who weren't listening earlier, if you click on a book and you don't buy it, it takes your rankings down in Amazon, and we want rankings up in Amazon. But, Nicole, which is interesting is there's a difference between rankings and bestseller. So the rankings, I don't think I'm going to rank all that high, but does it impact the bestseller, top 10 bestseller type things?
Okay.
Or do you
yes,
not?
and yes and no. So here's the deal with that. one of the things that you want to do, and somehow, why did I lose this? Oh, there we go. One of the things that you want to know about that is that you could be ranked 249,000 in your category, okay, and you haven't even started ranking in your category because you just started selling that book. So a pre-launch, like the easiest way to do this, and this is, I wouldn't say easiest, but this is the most effective and efficient way to do this, okay, is to do a pre-launch and then a pre-launch and then the launch, right? So Jeff Walker's book, where is it? Product
Launch.
Product launch. That's like the shot across the bow, okay? So you're actually taking it from a pre-launch, a pre-launch, or actually, excuse me, a pre-launch to a pre-launch to a launch, right? So you want.
I don't know. How does that work?
Well, like you're going to go out and you're going to say on an ad, for example, the top 10 ways that, or the top social media myths that you don't even realize you are following, or the top 10 social media myths that that you're using every day that aren't getting you the results that you want, right? And now that ad, it has no call to action. It's just there. It's like, oh, okay, what do you mean? So now you've got their attention. 3 days later, it's the top 10 social media myths that you are using that are screwing up your whole social media. Download our free report now. And you're giving a download for that, maybe a page or two, whatever, with, nice little infographics. And then you launch the book. Get your full book here, right? Top 10 social media myths busted. Here's what you're missing out on right now in your business, and this is why you want to make sure that you're not following this, you're not doing this, because people always want to be right, and they think that if they're right, they're going to be like, oh, okay, well, I'm not doing that, so I'm right. So now they've got validation of what they're not doing or what they are doing in the right way. So now you've now solidified their entire social campaign, if you will, just by virtue of that you busted the myth. Okay, so that's your idea right there. But cool. Right now you're in the midst of selling this book, right? As we sit here. So the best idea, the most effective and efficient way to do it would be to literally say it's 99 cents, you guys. Go buy this book, right?
Thank you.
Book, right? And so that's your most effective and efficient way, because you've already launched this book. So now you're going to look at your bestseller ranking as you see it, as you refresh that report screen. You're going to see that category, and you're probably going to be in the 100,000. And that's cool. That's not necessarily a bad thing. You just want the sales. So you just want to be on page 1. I can be on page 1 and still have a ranking of 200,000.
Right.
Like, I don't even know.
I don't care about the ranking so much as I care about the sales. Right.
Right.
So cool.
Right. Exactly.
So cool. We just have a new visitor here, Tina Dietz. How are you, darling?
I'm awesome. How are you guys doing? Happy birthday.
Good.
Hey, Charmaine.
Say hello. And before I get you to say hello, I just wanted to, there's a lot of people making comments, and I want to say thank you for buying the book. It's Eileen Smith and Paul Hoyt and Marilyn McLeod was here saying, I thought Amazon affiliate accounts were closed in California. That changed, actually. They made a deal, right?
Yeah.
They made a deal.
That changed a while back, at least.
Yeah.
Years
Yeah,
ago.
that was old information. So Nancy Gordon says, "Love you, Charmaine." So that's great. She's the one who does. She's got her little pink doggy. So yep. So thank you guys. And Deborah Jason is always, as always, Nicole is socially smashing, and she bought the book. Thanks, Deborah.
Love Deborah. She's a trip.
That's right. Great. Thank you for that. I'm trying to get through. And thank you for the happy birthday wishes. This is like really cool. I didn't know how this was going to turn out, and this has been just extraordinary. So the link again for the book, socialmediamythsbusted.com, as we're learning. That's great. Thank you. So and we answered some of these questions. This is a really cool app we're using in the Google Hangouts called Questions and Answers, or Q&A, and we activated it, and I did that thanks to Elaine. Woo!
That's a very cool app.
Yeah, and so this is the very first time I'm using it, so bear with me, and it's amazing. One of the things about social media, for those of you who are new, I want to give you hope. We start out in the same place you do, okay? We don't know anything, but we just push buttons and stuff happens, and sometimes it's good stuff and sometimes it's scary. But we love it. So
Experiment and an adventure.
it is. It is, and yeah. I think, Denise, you and I should write the book Adventures in Social Media, okay?
There you go. Okay, you're on.
So, and thank you, Nancy, for buying the book. That was great. Don't have a Kindle. Oh, by the way, if you don't have a Kindle, you can still read the book. There's two ways. One is download the little Kindle program they have. Just Google, how do I read a Kindle book on my PC? I love Google. Google tells you everything, and it'll take you right to the page. The first link will take you right to the page that will let you download a little program that you can read the book on your computer or your laptop or wherever you download that little program to. The second way is, if you do buy the Kindle book, send me your order number, and if you want it in a PDF, I will send you the PDF. So that's the real easy way. Oh, we got Tarlise coming on. And before we introduce Tarlise, Tina, introduce yourself. Tina Dietz.
Oh, sure. I'm
You're
Tina
amazing.
Dietz. I am. You know what? I kind of am. I am sitting in a coffee shop right now in Costa Rica, where I am currently living. My husband is sitting kitty corner to me, also working. And our kids are at home doing their thing with the person they're hanging out with. So we're kind of living that whole 4-hour work week dream here. And I work with international people who own businesses who want to do what I do and free themselves up with time and money and have a great time doing it. So I absolutely love that you wrote this book, and you wrote it so that it was based on real world experiences, because there's just so much crap out there. Oh my God.
Hey, Laura, there's a question from Marilyn McLeod. I don't know what she was asking, but she says,
How can she get in touch with you, right?
how could you get? You can email me at nicole@sociallysmashing.com. It's NICOLE at sociallysmashing.com. So you can just email me there if you want to get in touch with me. No, I do not have a product out for this. Yes, I am working for it. Tina Dietz, I'm going to PM you. I have to get onto another webinar, but I do have a couple of questions because I am moving. So would love to get with you where you are, because that's a place that I really want to go to. So again,
absolutely.
So yeah. So how long have you been down there?
We've been here on and off over the last year. We kind of had the 5-year plan we got to in 3 years, pulled the trigger, sold everything in the States, and we've been vagabonding ever since. So we've been back and forth here twice. Yeah.
Well, that's happening next week for me again. Yeah. So I would love to talk to you really soon about this, and I'm so Laura, this has been, I gotta say, you really put together some fabulous people today, and I'm really blessed to be a part of it. So thank you all, lovely ladies. You are really for everyone that's been on, it's just been a real big inspiration, and
huge,
so much to offer. So thank you for being a part of this, and also thank you for having me be a part of this, because this is pretty big.
Thank you. I am so grateful.
Yeah.
Such a pleasure to meet you.
We can call this a
yeah. Elaine, I'll get in touch with you for
sure. What a cool moment, kind of in the moment of using social media, for good, right there. That's just what happened.
Instagram too.
Yeah.
Tarlise, I'll see you soon.
And then we have Tarlise coming in, yes. And Nicole, if you want to drop by later, that's cool too. So we'll talk later, and we've got Joel.
Oh my God, it's Joel Cobb.
Tarlise to the party.
What up? Happy birthday, Laura.
Thank you, Joel. So nice of you to come. And we had Tarlise pop on, who didn't get to say hi. So let's say hi to Tarlise, and then we'll just say hi, Joel. Officially say hi and who you are and what you do in the world. Awesome, Tarlise.
Hey, hi guys. There's a plane, of course, going over my house right when you introduced me.
It's
But
okay.
hey guys, for those of you that don't know me, my name's Tarlise Rideau. I actually have a Instagram course out, and Laura asked me to be on because I've had great success with it, and I just want to, we met for lunch and started talking about some online/Instagram myths, and so I'm excited to be on this with you guys. So thank you.
Thanks. And I just have to say, I added a whole section in the book based upon our lunch. So that was like awesome that I added in Instagram. I didn't even put Pinterest, a section for Pinterest in the book, although in the next version there definitely will be. So cool. Thank you, Tarlise.
Dragon Slayer. Oh, good God. I got to get out of here. I have another webinar. I love you, Joel.
Bye, Nicole.
A week and a half.
Bye, Nicole. See you later.
Bye,
Hey,
Nicole.
Joel. Say hi. Tell everyone who you are, why you're here, what's up in your good world.
I heard there would be cake.
Yes, there's cake. You missed it. No.
That's why I'm here. I'm this guy. Wait, what happened to my lower third?
There you go.
Is it there?
No.
It says it's on.
Hey,
Oh no, I've lost my lower third.
Oh
Yay, hang on. So
I'm lost without my lower third. Help!
I am. I don't have it.
And I can't get up.
Who am I?
Wait.
Hi, I got a lower third.
Well, he's getting his lower third back.
I'm getting my
There's the
lower.
cake for you, Joel.
I'm getting my lower third. Hang on.
In the meantime, I want to say thank you to Eileen for getting a copy of the book, and for those of you who don't know, you can get it at Social Media Myths Busted. If you're all about using social media for good, like the rest of us are, then get the book. Take a stand. This is really awesome. And then Eileen put a link, and I'm very curious about what this link is. It's a Google Store link. Interesting. And it's a link to Amazon Kindle. What is it?
Yeah.
Oh, it's the Kindle app for
anybody that needs it that doesn't have a Kindle.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool. So that's another way to get it. Thank you.
Woo-hoo.
Woohoo! That was clapping for Miss Eileen. Thank you for the contribution. Eileen, you're just always amazing. We have to get you
Awesome.
in the
Yeah.
Hangouts instead of just a bystander. So if you want to come on, let me know. So thank you for doing that. That
All
was
right. For whatever reason, the lower third is it's not turning on. So
It happens. It happens to the best of us.
there's my lower third.
Oh, see, now that's so much classier.
That is the best lower third ever.
I have to hold it right
Gotta
here.
love that.
So
It's
that
kind of
that
taking a
is
page.
actually that's me on a good day. This is me on a bad day. This is I have to shave. Were you taking pictures? Yes. I'll stop and smile.
That's great. How do I use that? That's cool. Turn that app on.
Well, you get a piece of
Yes.
paper and you. Oh, how do you do that? Okay.
Hi, Joel.
So
Good to have
I'm
you.
here to support you. I adore you. I'm so happy for your new book and excited for you and the doors that's going to open up. And wait, Denise, do you want a picture with the lower third?
Smile.
Yeah.
Say Joel's lower third was broken, so he made his own.
It's awesome.
Denise, are you having the same problem with yours?
Well, trying to take a picture just crashed everything for me. So.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say, you kind of wandered off there.
Yeah, I wanted to take the picture, and then everything shut for me for a minute there.
You missed it.
I feel like paparazzi now with all these little.
Yeah. That's
I
the
don't
only problem with that capture app. You now know how people feel when the paparazzi are constantly clicking.
And now what do we have? No lower
Have you
third.
posted anything on Instagram yet?
Oh, I don't think so. Oh, it just
Okay.
me yell.
That's pretty
Remember
funny.
we did that on our hangout the other day.
I love that. That was great.
Yeah.
We're a social buzz
Oh
club.
yeah, because we can do it
so-
directly.
Oh,
Here's
yeah.
the old-fashioned way of taking pictures of the screen.
Camera.
Yeah. I'm going to get
I'm
rid of
gonna get the
capture
birthday
app.
girl.
Yay! It's birthday time on social
Okay.
media. Busted.
Smile,
And now, you
Laura.
viewers at home, you can take pictures too with your iPhone.
Or your Android.
Or your Android, or your Windows
Yeah.
phone, or your whatever fun thing you have. Maybe you even have a digital camera.
There.
What?
A what? Yeah, one of those.
Oh my
I don't
gosh,
know.
Joel.
I used to carry it around.
There, I'm set now.
Okay.
You're set.
Okay,
Oh,
and
there
and
he
this
is. Okay, gotta get a picture of Joel with
this is for Tarlise. I'm going to post it
super
on
high-tech
Instagram.
Is this good Instagram stuff, Tarlise?
I love it. You know, we were talking about this the other day, Laura, how I was telling people during Hangouts and during webinars to snap a picture of their favorite part and use the hashtag, and you know, it floods the newsfeed, but it's good social proof, and people want to be a part of it.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. And yeah, so that's what we're gonna do. So start Instagramming, people.
Exactly. I mean, it takes too long for me, but to type all this stuff in. But that's just me. I got big fingers.
Yeah, the fingers thing. I'm with you, Denise. Maybe Tarlise, you have some ideas of how do you be more efficient typing on a
Yeah.
phone.
You know, what I do a lot of the times if I want to maybe make a point, a mini blog post or something, I'll type it on my actual laptop, and I sync it, with my notes on you have to have a Mac though, but I sync it via the cloud to my iPhone. So when something comes to me and I'm thinking, oh, I don't want to type, I just type it in the notes section on my laptop, and it goes to my phone, and I copy and paste it from there. I'm all about saving time, and Laura, we talked about this a lot the other day, but I don't do anything that takes me very much time. Call it lazy, call it what you want, but I try to, I utilize Dropbox for my Instagram a lot, so I'm constantly taking stuff from my computer to my Dropbox app on my phone that I take to my Instagram. Anything that saves me from having to do steps that are not necessary, I'm all about that.
That's cool. Yeah, and if you don't have a Mac, what I use to sync notes like that if I want to type them on my PC is Evernote.
Yes.
So, and then I copy and paste from Evernote, and it still takes time, but whatever. I'm like, okay, can I Instagram right now? I think so. And I want to let people know we're on a Hangout now with really cool people. Do I have time to mention everyone? No, but
Okay. Well, I just posted with a mention of you, Laura, because you're the most
you're awesome.
important one to.
Aw, thank you. So unusual. It's so weird to think about that. It's like, oh, okay.
My tiara.
Oh, and you lost your tiara, your little hat. So, Joel, what you been up to? By the way, for those of you who don't know, Joel wrote the foreword to the book. So you're front and center, dude. You did. Remember that?
Of course I do. But you didn't leverage that on Amazon. You should that gives when if you put me.
How do we do that?
Well, as an Amazon, you're in the Amazon Connect program, right? As an author.
I think so. The KDB.
Author Central. No.
Yes.
It's Author Central.
Uh-huh.
Your author profile.
Yeah, you need your author profile, and then you can add other authors and co-authors to your book, and that way when people search for me, your book can also show up.
Tip, Amazon tip.
Number 20. Awesome. Thank you.
Yes.
So that's where I should put. And so many things to know about the Amazon world.
I know, right? So I can actually do a share screen and show you.
Okay.
Maybe I can show you. I can try to show you. Let me move this tab to a different place. I love how on Hangouts you can pick the tab that you want to screen.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. My resolution's really high, so you can tell me if this is even. Let me make the screen smaller. Tell me if you can see this or not.
Oh, that's great.
Mm-hmm.
Can you see that? Okay, so I'm signed into AuthorCentral.Amazon.com, and here you can go to your list of books. Yeah, oh, they just added So What Do You Do? Yay, the second edition. Although they tagged it on to the first edition, so it's already got 95 reviews. Oops.
But my book isn't even there. How do I get my book there?
You need an Author Central account.
I have an Author Central account, but my book isn't showing up there. Only hardcover.
So go here to list of your books.
I did. It's
And
not
then
listed.
and then see where it says add more books?
Yes.
Click add more books.
Oh my gosh, I can't.
And
There. Ooh.
let's see. Let me do. I'll put
Social
your
media
name
is
in.
busted.
See if you come up. Oh, no. Social.
Well, I'm adding it right
Yeah.
now.
I just want to see if I can actually find it here. Social media is BS. No, that's not it. Myth.
Ah!
Busted.
What a link bait title that is. Oh, there it is. Okay, so if I want to say this is my book, then I could do that. But that's what you'll do.
I
See it
did.
right here?
It says coming soon. It'll appear within 5 days. Okay, great. I love
And
how
then
quick it
then
was.
you can add authors to it.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So there you go. Now you know the rest
Oh,
of the story.
I see. Oh.
Some people here I don't know. Hi, Tina. We haven't met.
Hi, Joel.
And Tarlise, hi.
Hi.
And I just met Elaine. So, Tina, you can solve any problem now?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
I got this rash right back here.
Fix my eye.
Okay, we can work with that. We can work with that. I can work with both of those.
But I tease.
And Tina's tuning in from Costa Rica.
Oh.
And so we have an international hangout here.
That is actually how you solve any problem. You move to Costa Rica.
All right. I like it.
That's
Totally.
good. That's awesome. And every one of you are contributors to the book. So I am honored that you're all here celebrating and have been featured in the book, and that I spent a lot of time with you all. I just want you to know, watching, rewatching, typing, quoting you, sometimes re-quoting, editing your quotes. This is one thing to talk it out and another thing to type it out, and then I used for those of you who don't know, YouTube has a wonderful feature which is transcriptions. It actually will do captioning for you. So not actually transcriptions, it's captioning, and it's not very good captioning, but so sometimes some of the quotes came out a little bit funny, shall we say. So I spent a lot of time, what is this? What was that person trying to say, actually? And then making sense of it.
When you say it captions for you, kind of like, closed captioning for hearing impaired, can you download the captioning separately?
You can. So here's my little trick that I learned on captioning was you can download the caption into some random format that's very typical of caption. It has all the numbers in it, the timing numbers, but it is convertible into a TXT file, a text file. And then once you convert it into a text file, you can open it up in a Microsoft Word or copy it into a Microsoft Word document and edit from there. So it makes it a little easier.
Yeah.
The jury's out. Yep.
I always
caption's
get
good.
my videos transcribed and then upload my own transcript because I find the captions from YouTube are so illegible that it's not worth my time to try and figure them out. So I just always upload my own captions.
Now, do you have a secret to uploading captions, Denise? Because you have to put the timing in there.
No, you don't.
You don't?
It times it for you. Yeah,
Okay, cool.
you upload a text file, and it will time it for you.
Yeah.
Way cool.
I'm with Denise in do not use their auto transcription.
Yeah.
I've had clients who had some very unfortunate commenting in the transcription. Not at all what they meant.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, point well taken. Thank you. Joel, you're back.
Victory. Lower.
You got it.
Well, I had to log off and log back on, and I turned it on, and it came on, and I took the lower third off my chest that I had there, and the moment I did that, it disappeared. It was like magic. How did that happen? Now it's there. I'm not touching anything.
Can I offer a quick little tip from a good Google Pluser, Frank Garufi Jr.? When you're using your lower thirds, and especially something like now, you'll notice on the top of mine is the link to Laura's book, and on the bottom is my name. So this is really good for Hangouts on Air. In the little area where you put your name on top, flip that and put your name in the tagline So your call to action is much larger, and it's easier for people to see when they're watching it back.
Well, there's an idea.
There
That's
you
awesome.
go.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Awesome tip.
Now, I have a question, Hangout Guru. So I've been trying to notice how many people are watching this video, and the viewers are gone. Are there? It doesn't even say 0 viewers. I don't know. Oh, is that because?
Because you have the camera, because you have capture open, it
I
kind of takes over the full bottom piece.
All right.
The unfortunate thing with the camera app is everybody has to participate, or you just get their static picture. So you can't turn it off, Laura, because you're going to go static until everyone else turns it off.
I'm static now? I turned it off.
Oh,
Does that mean?
wow. No, you're not.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Okay.
That's what happens, is you'll go static.
Well, I didn't.
Okay, you didn't ask. That's good. Not everybody's using it, so.
Okay, good. Well, we learn something every day. So just want to check in on the comments here to see who's saying hello. Michelle Fontaine, she just bought the book. Congrats. When you challenged yourself to write a gazillion words in a short time frame, I wondered if you would. I did!
Yeah.
Thanks, Michelle, for your support. It drove me on. Yeah, this has been a really interesting journey for writing the book, and I'm sure it is for everyone who writes a book, and maybe I'll write a book on the journey or something. But, you know, I can't believe the day is here, and we're going for it, and you guys are amazing. So thank you for being here and for partying. What's on the party schedule here?
We love you, but notice it's gone again. Poof!
What
Like
happened?
Aw.
just disappeared, and I can't even, like, if I try to wear a hat, there's no hats for me.
Okay, can you?
There's
No.
nothing. I have to, like, hang on. I gotta fix this.
Oh,
Okay,
here we go.
Okay, can you
Right.
use the question mark?
There you go.
Yeah.
I have a
Use
hat.
the question mark and send some feedback that you're having trouble with the apps, please.
And
Moritz and the guys are great about fixing stuff, but we got to tell them when it doesn't work. And Deborah Jason says to tell you she's got bacon, Joel.
Yay, bacon. Is it birthday bacon? Are there candles on it?
Woohoo.
Birthday bacon.
All right, I'm glad people are still there. Yay! Eileen Smith says, hi, Joel.
Hi.
Hi, Eileen.
Oh, look at this guy. We're totally
Oh, that's so cute.
He wears the hat when I'm not. He sits up on my desk and.
Mm-hmm.
And
Deborah Jason, these are good for your picture. She has a digital camera. I was I was the one before the new year when I got my new iPhone, but I was the one carrying around a separate camera and would hand people a camera, and they're like, "What's this camera?" I'm like, yeah, it's a camera. So some people do use them. It's good. Eileen also put in the link for the iTunes Kindle Reader. So if you have an iPad, you definitely need the Kindle app for that. Okay, Eileen, I know you wanted to follow Nicole. Follow her on both, because it's hard to tell which one. You know, Elaine, maybe you can talk about people having multiple accounts on Gmail and what that does.
Yeah, that takes up a lot of my day, that does. Yeah, it's really important for people to realize, especially now that, you know, it's out and about, that search and social are really integrated. They go hand in hand. So make sure on your social accounts, and that's everywhere in the social world, make sure there's just one of you, because you're watering down your search results by having a bunch of you out there. And especially when you're in a Hangout, you want to follow somebody. If you don't grab them from the profile picture in the Hangout and you get to Google Plus later and think, oh, great, I want to follow Tarlise. If she has 4 or 5 accounts, if I follow the wrong one, it's really not useful to her, and she's not going to get any messages I send, or if I try to invite her to a Hangout, she's not going to get that information. And it's really key. I find lots of people who've forgotten their password, rather than ask for help, they'll just go create another account. Yeah, Yeah, top end, I have to tell you, I won't mention any names, but it was in the UK, 32 accounts.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right, I don't feel so bad. I need to get
Yeah.
some.
No,
Get
you
some.
weren't that bad.
No, and I still need to get rid of some. You and I will be talking for sure. So we have some questions coming in, and let's see. Deborah, Jason, you're so awesome. Thank you for being here, by the way. How long did it take you to write your book? I'm in the midst of writing mine. Sometimes Google Hangouts can wreak havoc. Oh, Joel, she's saying sometimes Google Hangouts can wreak havoc with her too. She had to wear her own hat once too. Remember, she's asking you if you remember that.
Yes, I do. It was wasn't it my birthday, Deborah?
That could be.
We
Probably.
had a little party back in May, or I don't know. We you
Yes.
know, I still don't use Hangouts enough. I'm really glad you're using the platform. I think it's fantastic, and we need more people though. There needs to be a few more people out here.
There's a lot of people
Yeah.
watching, actually.
Yeah, I was going to say, Denise and I remember when all we had were a reindeer nose and antlers. We didn't get hats or tiaras or anything else. And we thought that was great.
Oh, Hangouts are the best thing that's ever happened after, blogs and.
Absolutely.
I would agree.
What was Deborah's question?
So her question was, how long did it take to write the book? And it's.
Which book?
Yes. Well, she was asking me how long did it take.
Oh,
time
your
to,
book, yeah.
This is my show, Joel.
I'll just be over here in the corner if you need me.
Just the reason we're here today.
I'm just gonna be right here.
Just kidding.
You need a different hat for that. Yeah.
Yep.
No, but she did want to let you know she was wearing her hat just like you are wearing your hat, and it's a very cool hat. Or you were wearing your hat. We need your hat. There it is. It's like the happy guy, but better. Happy.
How's that?
That's awesome. Very cool.
Yeah, it's not an Arby's hat. No, it's
No.
I never wear it out though. I don't. Should I?
Why not?
No.
Do you like it?
Well, I think so. Do you like it?
Very
You gotta pull it down further.
Yeah, a little more brim. Yeah.
There you
Brim,
go.
further down.
Kind of debonair. There you go.
Little tail, a little jaunty chapeau. Yeah.
Yes.
There you go.
I just realized.
We're good.
Right, Tina?
I just realized I'm the only man here. I'm kind of.
We should see if
I'm
anybody
kind
else.
of thick, but I just now dawned on me. Yeah.
It's a good thing, actually.
It's good that it actually took you that long to notice. That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm not that smart, but the flying monkey knows all.
Oh, okay.
Oh, we love the flying monkey.
Well, if you're bringing up toys.
Awesome. Laura, do you have a flying monkey?
We are the superior hangout.
Yes.
I do have a flying monkey. Oh no, I gave it to my my niece and nephew or cousin, something like that.
You have one of these though, right?
I don't. Only on my phone. Only on my phone. I have the Ka-Ching app.
Oh, okay. Well, the app.
Oh,
but
I
you need
want
a
one
real-
of those.
You need.
Yeah, me
One of
too.
those.
That's what I was thinking.
All of our Mythbusters need one. Are you kidding?
Kachingbutton.com.
Okay, well we got to get one then.
Or actually, we put them on Amazon now, and they're doing fulfillment. So you can go to Amazon and if you're Prime, get it shipped 2-day free.
Wonderful.
I want
Awesome.
one on my
Canada?
phone.
Well, that's what we should be pushing right now, because when people say, they got the book, ka-ching, right? Although it's only 99 cents. But anyway, so people asked how long did it take to write the book? Well, I actually started officially writing in May, but I did a lot of interviews before May, and I did some all the way through the end of July. So the bulk of the book was written in the last 4 weeks. Up until yesterday, I was writing the book. The cool thing about Amazon, you can put it in. And this is the first edition. We will have a second edition in hardback, paperback coming out in the beginning of the year. So I just wanted to do something special on my birthday. I want to give myself a deadline more than anything to get it done and prove to myself I could. And thanks to all of you and your support, I did it. So I
Very
am.
cool.
I'm
Yay!
still
Applause.
processing it, you know. So
I,
yeah.
I am going
So,
to try one more time to ditch and come back to see if I can get this to work.
okay, cool.
And we'll be right back after this commercial break.
Station identification. Yes. So
And
there it
I've got to
was.
run, Laura. But I
Okay, great.
wish you a happy birthday again and lots of success today.
Mwah. Thank you
Bye.
so much for coming in. Love your tiara.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.
Okay,
Bye.
bye, Denise, for now. We'll see if we can get some other people on. And Charlize, what's been your favorite thing you've been doing today?
You know, this is all I've done so far today. I've been under the weather the past 2 days, so I put a little makeup mask on for what I could and put a ponytail on. But you know, I'm just excited to be here. Like, talking about social media is so fun. And one thing that was kind of another myth that I was saying is, you know, a lot of people say, oh, but Charlize, you have a product, or I'm sure Joel gets this, but you have a book, or you have this, you have that. I can't do what you do. And that's a huge myth as far as I'm concerned, because, you know, Laura, you know my story. When I started on social media, I only started because I didn't have a budget. I had no idea what I was doing. And through trial and errors, I kind of taught myself and I learned. And I had a lot of, you know, falling on my face. I had some accounts banned. I spammed. I messed up a lot. And so now, you know, I proudly kind of say, yeah, I think I kind of am the social media expert, because, man, I messed up a lot over the past couple of years. But I'm excited to be able to be on here with you guys, because it's proof that regardless of what you heard, regardless of what myths you think are true, anyone that really puts the time and effort into and is willing to learn, that doesn't have that wall up that says, I already know that, if you really, you know, try to just get out there, do your first hangout, you know, start sending some tweets even though you might not understand it. Put a few pictures on Instagram. As long as you're willing to kind of listen and not think that you know it all, you really can be successful and build a huge business, you know, or a brand or whatever it is that you're looking for through social media. It's not as hard as a lot of people think, but I'm glad that you brought this up, because there are so many myths out there.
Yeah, and anybody else like to chime in on some of their most favorite myths? Because I agree, it's like I can't do it because I'm not already famous, right? That's the one that you were talking about. I didn't actually talk about that one in the book, but we could go on. I'm going to take notes, and we're going to get more myths, because the book can only get longer, right?
Here's a myth, and it may be in your book already, probably is. Social media is hard.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Is it really?
Only if it's hard to be you.
Yep.
And, like, how hard is it to be you?
Sometimes.
Well, that's just life, though. I mean, but it's
Right.
natural. It's like it's much easier to just be who you are than to try to pretend to be somebody else. That's a lot of work, and you got to cover a lot of tracks. It's like keeping up with lies. You know, if you just always tell the truth, then you don't got to worry about what you told somebody, because you told them the truth.
Mm-hmm.
So just be what you is, and you never have to apologize for being who you are. You might have to apologize for something you said or something you did, but at least you did it authentically.
There you go.
No, that's a really good point.
I think it's all, you know, in the beginning for me, it was trial and error. A lot of people say, well, so-and-so said you can only post at this time and you can only post at this time. And for me, you know, I say, well, that's awesome, but my audience, you know, I know who my ideal customer is. And so my audience might not like what, you know, Elaine does, or might not like what Laura does. And so it's really, you know, a lot of people get so worried on, I read somewhere that this, and you can't be afraid to fall on your face and say, oh, you know what, my audience is not like when I post 4 times, you know, a day, or they only like it once. But you can't be afraid to try it and to figure it out and to ask questions and to really get to know your tribe, because I think that's where a lot of people, just like Joel said, they think it's hard. They go, oh, nope, I tried that, didn't work for me. Awesome. Well, what is your audience like? Ask some questions and find out, and then you can fine-tune it. But, you know, people get afraid, or they think that it's hard, when really it's just being you and being fun. And, you know, if you know what your audience likes, then it's like a party as far as I'm concerned.
It is a party. I've heard people use the analogy of cocktail party, like pretend, imagine, or I like to use, because I do more business stuff, is business networking, but it's all social, it's all all about being you. And I think, though, there is a challenge for people. How hard is it to be you? It's not how hard is it to be you, Joel. I think it's like how hard is it to be you, and bring that out online in a way that seems consumable. And
Depends what your fear level is.
yeah,
Right? And you
yeah.
have to get over that, I think. And what are people afraid of? Well, they're afraid of being judged, and clearly none of us can be judging others because we can all easily be judged. So once you get over that hurdle and you get comfortable in your own skin and go, I don't care what you think about me, then you're willing to just be more out there. When we're fear of failing, right? We're afraid that we're not going to succeed at it, but we're entrepreneurs. If you're not able to say, you know what, I'm good with failing on this, then you need to go get a job.
Good point. Excellent point. It's really interesting because sometimes I'll be like, what the heck am I going to post today on? My life is so boring at the moment. I'm like nothing interesting to say. So when it's that way, I'll go find somebody else who's interesting to me and either get an idea or reshare something of theirs. So there's always something to share and something to say and someone else to lift up. And even if it's me who leads lifting up, sometimes just by lifting up somebody else, it lifts me up. So that is a great myth about, it's really not hard. In fact, I started off the Hangout, and I'll repeat it for those new people who are watching, is, the reason I wrote the book is because I'm on a mission to be the change you want to see in the world online. Use social media for good. Use it the way you want to see people using it, and let's make it a place that everybody thrives and is having fun and enhances our world. And so, the whole myth, all of you who are Mythbusters are just doing it that way. And I just want more of us to just get more visible because it drowns out any of the other stuff that's not what we are interested in. So if you want social media to be a great place to hang out, make it a great place to hang out.
Yeah.
Like, just be fun, do what you guys do. Do what the Mythbusters do. Be social for good. I like that. That's awesome. I love that. Do you see what Elaine put on her screen? That's awesome.
It's easy to read.
Is that an overlay? Is that what you did there?
No.
Yeah, it's actually one of the apps. Okay, it's called Live Meme.
Live Meme.
Oh, I wonder if it'll work because nothing else is working.
Well, yeah, actually.
Oh, and by the way, we had someone ask about what is a lower third and how does lower thirds work. Well, most of us, unfortunately,
they're down there and they don't.
Laura, this is a perfect time, actually, Joel. If you look down at the extreme left-hand corner of the Hangout window, there is a little question mark. Okay, if you click that and give them feedback, tell them the apps aren't working. I was forever telling my parents this. My parents would go to a restaurant or a store, and they'd come back and, oh, that was terrible, the food was horrible. I said, did you tell them? How can people improve if you don't know what you're doing wrong? So everybody, the little Hangout helper tip, if something doesn't work for you in Hangouts, use the question mark, give them the feedback, because I can honestly tell you they work on it all the time and they're there to help. Moritz and Chi and all of the guys that put Hangouts together are more than happy to make sure that we have the best experience we can have.
All right, and I'm going to do what you suggested earlier, which is swap around I love that you did that. Thank you.
And you don't need the www, folks, when you're putting up. It's tidier, your letters are bigger, exactly, when you leave out all the extraneous bits.
Did I do it?
And yeah, Tarlise is probably wondering, who the hell does she think she is? What happened? Yeah.
So, Tarlise, I don't know if you were here when
I don't think so.
Elaine made the suggestion, but she suggested swapping the order on the lower third of our name and our URL, and then taking out the www.
That's great. I didn't even think of that.
Not great because it puts the link to buy or to wherever you can find us.
Whatever your call to action, it's always good to use that. Sometimes live meme isn't available, so you can't do what I'm doing right now, but often when I'm interviewing guests, I will use that live meme in the last 10 minutes to give a link to my guest or whatever it is
cool.
they want me to link to.
All right, I'm just installing it. That should be interesting. Wow. Cool. All right. Fun in
I think it's
Hangout.
time to demonstrate what social media is really all about, and to do that, I'm going to do a quick screen share here because I think it's important that. Let's see, where is it?
Oh dear Lord.
Here we go.
Oh my God.
Who is that, and what are they doing?
They're cats. They're cats that can't jump. This
cannot be real.
Their cat jump fails. And this is all we need to do is add some bacon to the equation, and we have social media defined. Whoa! Oops. And
These cannot be real.
Yep.
Yep, they are.
Weird news. Go home, cat. You're drunk. That's so. Oh wow! Infinite loop.
Infinite, yeah, that happens sometimes when you grab the Hangout windows. It's like, whoa.
We're in the Matrix.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Whoa.
How do I unshare?
On the left in the green.
Click it again, the little green button. There you go.
It was starting to blow my mind. It was like, oh, yeah. Okay, now I need some bacon, and we'll.
Yes, do you have you tried the bacon flavored salt?
Yeah, I also tried the bacon spread, Baconaise.
Yeah, no.
Just give me the real thing. Cover it with chocolate, maybe.
Chocolate? Yeah, that's not bad.
It's Brandy.
Brandy. Hello, Brandy. Welcome.
Because we need more estrogen in this hangout. So hi.
Don't. Yeah.
Don't what?
Yeah, the live meme thing isn't working for me either.
It's not. So yeah. So there you go. Hangouts is great, and sometimes it's okay.
Hey now. I just joined.
And just make
that.
Just make sure you give that feedback like I suggested, because then the guys will work on it.
Oh, I did. I just typed in there quick
Thanks, Joel.
question mark, hit feedback, and said you suck, and so I don't know what.
I'll be sure and pass that on to Moritz. Thanks.
No, I actually left them real feedback.
That's great. Welcome, Brandy.
Hey.
Say hello. Tell everybody who you are.
Hi, everybody. Well, I think everybody here knows me, right? Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, but no.
And we got people watching, so.
Yeah, that's true. Brandy Sweezy, Hangouts for Business is my business. So Hangouts are my current niche and claim to fame is teaching speakers, authors, online thought leaders how to use Google Hangouts to maximize their business.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you. We've been having a rockin' time. We've had all kinds of guests on, and for those of you who are wondering what we're doing here, for who are watching, we are hanging out because it's the birthday book launch of Social Media Myths Busted: The Small Business Guide to Online Revenue, and just so because we are at, I don't know, it's 11:38. That's why. Let's just reintroduce everybody else here. We've got Tina Dietz coming in from Costa Rica, and business mentor expert. We've got Tarlise Rideau, who is the Insta Influence, in other words, Instagram mentor. We've got Joel Kalm, who does everything online really well. And very good on internet marketing. And we've got Elaine Lindsay, who does a lot of work with social media as well as Google Plus and Hangouts, and she is the dean, by the way, of digital media for Social Buzz University, which I'm very proud of. And of course, we've got Brandy now on with us, and you get to introduce yourself. So Hangout Goddess for Strategy. It's great. We're talking about myths. We're talking about cats that can't jump. We're talking about Kindle. We had some good Amazon training. I still, am getting up to speed on all the Amazon stuff, but today's a good day to learn, I think.
Yeah. Did you guys see the question about the lower third and how it works? There was a question from the audience.
Oh, good call. So yeah, who wants to talk about what the lower third is and how it works?
Well, I'll take that.
Okay.
Lower third is, think of when you're watching a television show, that's basically what a lower third is. It's the identifier that you see at the bottom of the screen. I've got a special one today because I wanted to be sure and help Laura with links to the book. So I'll turn it off and I will turn on one of my actual lower thirds that I use for Social Buzz Club U. I make sure that I have the appropriate lower thirds. The nice thing about a lower third is the ones that you see Laura and Charlize having are actually pre-ready for you in Hangout Toolbox. Moritz and Gurman and the guys who made Hangout Toolbox have made it really super simple. You just go in, you'll see your name in the top line, and in the second line you can put a tag. What I've been suggesting today from my good friend Frank Garufi Jr. is flip those lines. Put your name at the bottom, it's a little bit smaller, and you can put your call to action in that top line. So that's what a lower third is. That's how it looks, and you'll see in that Hangout Toolbox you have the ability to save any presets that you need, which is excellent because I have one for my own show, I have one for the company, and I have one for a health setup that I do for some of my clients. So it's really cool to be able to flip them in and out. You can make your own. The size, it's a PNG, which is a transparency. You use about the bottom 100 pixels, and you can make your own if you size it 640 by 360 tall. Save it as a PNG with that transparent background, and you can put anything you want back there, and you use it as a custom upload in the Hangout Toolbox.
That's so cool. Yeah,
well, hopefully that was helpful.
And Brandy, look at Brandy. She's even got some stuff on the top right there. I really like yours. It's very
cool.
Very cool. And you can load it in once, and it's there for you to click on when you come back in.
Yeah.
Usually. It has been lately, unless they update.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the beauty of Hangout Toolbox is once you've set it up and you've got your presets in there, you can actually pre-program it to auto-load anytime you come into a Hangout.
Oh, I love that,
and
too.
I just have to apologize for, I had an accident with my eye, and that's why I look a little bit alien today.
I hope you're okay.
I can imagine people are wondering if I ever pop up on the screen. It is kind of odd looking. I have this one red eye.
You look fine. And I hope you're okay. And hope you're feeling better. Okay, good. So good.
Brandy, how did you get the other pieces on your screen, since we're on the topic?
Well, just like what she was saying, so it's 640 by 360 transparent. So I tend to, on camera, be really bouncy.
Yeah.
And so we took out the center so that so when I'm really, like when I'm doing my thing, I get really bouncy on air. So we took out the center, and then you just got to make sure that you put it on the right side. So we just toyed with it. So like over here, you know what I mean? So we knew that the G+ symbol would be there. So we put the hashtag over there. I like Elaine, have a bunch of different ones in here.
Yeah.
So I have I've loaded up to 60 at some point. So when I start a Hangout, I usually do something like that, and I do that full screen, and then I turn it over to that to have, everything that's really branded and trademarked and stuff.
Nice.
Nifty. Really cool stuff. All kinds of insider tips here going on. So Marilyn's saying thank you. That's very helpful about the lower third. And Elaine is, have you used the Showcase app yet? It adds links to your books or websites on the sidebar. So. Yeah,
only played with it a couple of times. I'm really excited about it. I'm also excited about a new plugin called Run Click that actually allows you to run your hangouts and do a number of other things like your sales letters and getting people to the hangout ahead of time. So I'm working on that with the Showcase app to try and get them all to work together. I think it's going to be amazing.
And then we're going to do it on Social Buzz Club.
Yes, we are. Eileen, we absolutely are. Watch for it very soon.
That's great. And is any of you all doing other hangouts? I know, Joel, you said you were going to do more.
I have nothing planned at the moment. I'm doing a lot of traveling, so I'm hanging out in person.
In person.
A lot of events that I'm speaking at and attending, and that's my favorite kind of hangout, right? But this is the next best thing, is to be able to connect with people face to face. It's a fun atmosphere. When the tools work, they're fantastic, and even if they don't, at least just to be able to have video conferencing and have group chat, I think it's great. I love it.
Yeah, I will do on spur of the moment, kind of go to a meeting, and I'm like, you know what, so-and-so should really be here. Well, they can't be here. Well, why don't I just hang out the meeting? You know, Google Hangout the meeting. Can you do that? Like, can we use that as a verb now? Let's hang out the meeting.
Yeah.
No, we're going to hang out the meeting. What?
It's a new term. You heard it here first.
That just happened.
It just happened.
Well, it's really fabulous. Like, there are places in the States as well, but it gets mighty cold up here in Canada. And there are days where, you know, blizzards are happening and people just can't make it to a meeting downtown or just don't want to brave the roads. So we've done lots of meetings in Hangouts, and, you know, on a more personal level, I get to hang out with my glam kids all the time. And it's great because one of them's 2,500 miles away. He's only seen me twice in his life, and every time we hang out, he smiles and waves and gives us kisses because he knows who we are.
That's so cool. It's like, yeah, and in fact, you know, people were saying, like, people are like, oh, I'll FaceTime you, but if you don't have a Mac or a iPhone, you can't FaceTime, but anybody can do Hangouts, so that's really awesome, and it's cool. It's cool. What's new?
I've been putting together some concept for a show, and I've been debating between doing it video or doing straight audio, or, you know, basically doing video and then taking the audio off and for iTunes and all of that. My main concern has been, though, that you kind of need a meaty connection to do Hangouts well. What would you guys say about that? What's the best way to optimize that, or just don't do it if you don't have a super meaty connection?
You really want to be sure that you have an upload time. If you're going to have guests in with you, there's going to be more than 3 people, you want an upload time minimum of 5.
Okay.
In PBS. That's really, really important because it does tend to break up. We're finding more and more, I'm sure Brandy will agree with me, that it's getting clearer and much better as it goes. You know, Denise is gone, but Denise and I can tell you that 3 years ago, you know, some of us didn't have the upload times that we have now, but we did manage to hang out. And one of the best things for you, wherever you are, Tina, if you can be hardwired rather than on Wi-Fi,
okay,
if you get that opportunity, that will give you a much better connection, better audio, better video.
Well, there's certain things you can't get in Costa Rica, but Cat 5 you can get. And
oh,
Ethernet
good.
cable.
Yeah, that's good.
No problem. All right, cool. Thank you. Thank you for that advice. I appreciate that.
Oh, no problem. And good luck. I want to hear about the show.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I'm already stalking you guys online as we're talking.
Woohoo!
What's your show going to be about?
Well, you know, I have this incredibly robust network, and I love to show people off because I'm kind of an Italian grandmother in training. And so, Brandy like that. So really I want to just be able to leverage my network to help them get their word out. It's going to be about really what are the underlying experiences, conditions, strategies, happenings in people's lives that resulted in them thriving and resulted in having success, especially in the beginning, because people always struggle with where to begin. With creating something, because once you jump in with both feet, you just kind of learn to swim as you go, and you might stop along the way, but it's the initial inertia that kind of like stops us from this, that kind of feeling. And so that's really what I want to focus on in the show, and most people, regardless of their level of success, are really willing to share about some fairly, fundamental or intimate things. Because the more successful, I found that the most successful people are often also the people who are most generous with the information because they have nothing to prove. So
That's cool. And I love the Hangouts, especially when they're getting more and more reliable. Knock on wood, as I say that. I mean, we've been on for, it's 2 hours now, almost 3, and we're good. We're good. We had little glitches with people getting on in the beginning, but it seemed like all of you got on pretty easily afterwards. And Joel, we just have to get your lower third fixed. Gonna put your tape thing back on. And I was gonna ask Brandy. Well, Joel's getting lower thirded. There you go. Gotta love
Does this make it a lower half?
That is the lower half.
It's the
It's the
upgrade.
lower half.
This is an all, a lower all.
Yeah.
You like the self-portrait?
Yes, it's very cute.
Yeah.
You are an artist. You
you
are
need
I love
glasses.
it.
Yeah.
Upper third.
Upper third.
Upper
Where's
right
my third?
quarter. That's an upper right quarter. See, we're like redefining how
Does
this
anyone
is
else feel like Joel's presentation suddenly needs a Muppet?
Yes.
Okay.
done. Wait,
Yeah, if I can hand
solve
it my
that.
Dalek, use him.
I'm a terrible instigator. I knew you had one.
Does anybody know what this is?
Yes. Yes.
What is it?
Is that from the Kukla, Fran, and Ollie period of time? Anywhere? No.
Aussie show.
So, this is actually a very rare Jim Henson Muppet. This is
Wow.
this was produced by Continental Bank in Chicago in the 70s. When I was a kid, it's a small local bank. I don't know how big they are anymore, but their motto was that they're the big bank with the little bank inside, giving it a hometown feel. So the kangaroo was their mascot.
Oh, wow.
They commissioned Henson to make these. Now I have an original one that's still new somewhere. This was actually my childhood one. If you can, I don't know if you could see that it has
adorable.
been patched up, and but notice how very Muppet-like it is.
I think we should do another hangout, and instead of us being on camera, everyone should bring
Clever
a puppet.
Muppet.
Right, we could do this. Hang on, let me.
Yes, totally.
So, Jones couldn't be here today, but in his place, I'm here, and we're here to talk about Laura Rubenstein's new book. It's awesome. It's Social Media Myths Busted. You're busted.
Totally busted. I can't do a Dalek.
Hey,
That was
guys,
good, you guys.
I have to jump off. I'm sorry, I gotta go, but thank you for having me on, Laura. And I'm excited to see the replay if there is one because I don't want to miss out, but I gotta jump off. But
Yep, there'll be a replay. Thanks.
Do you notice that she's
Great to
leaving
meet
the
you.
moment she's called upon to bring out a hand puppet?
I'm out.
See, that's what happens.
Joel called me out. Bye, guys.
Bye, Charlize. Thanks for being here.
I think I need some better lighting here, don't I? Because it's
Got some?
kind of dark.
We can
Wait,
see you fine.
I do have better lighting. Hang on.
By the way, what's your puppet's name?
That is
Oh,
so. Now you're gonna really laugh. This is Foopy Doo.
Foopy
Oh, you make me so
Foopy-doo.
happy, Joel. Oh my
Yep,
God.
This is Foopy Doo, and let's see,
Foopy-doo.
better lighting, courtesy of the iPhone.
Ow.
There's Foopy, and you can see how loved on this thing. I mean,
Oh my God,
Wow.
that's awesome.
yeah, she's had surgeries. My mom's, replaced fur and stitched her up, and so she used to go everywhere with me, and now she sits up on my shelf, and is.
what's in her pouch?
Oh, that's
His
that's
lower
the
third.
the baby.
You
The
know,
finger
Tina.
puppet.
Oh,
The,
God!
the
That's too
Joey,
funny.
the big bank with the little bank inside. So that was the Joey.
Oh.
So what's really interesting about this is that it's so rare. Most like Muppet fans don't even know it exists.
I've never seen
yeah.
one.
And for years, I was looking for a new one, and I found one on eBay a few years ago, and I bought it. And it's brand new, it's pristine. I don't even know where it's boxed up somewhere, pristine, and it's still got the tag on it that says Jim Henson Muppet.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
so
That's a serious collector item right there.
it
Yeah.
is, but here's the weird thing. It's such a collector's item that collectors don't even really know it exists, and therefore it's not like people aren't paying a lot for it.
Yeah.
But you would think they would. I actually blogged about this a few years ago. Let's see if I can find it because I've got some pictures of the new one. Go about your business.
Go about your business. Okay.
Well, I was going to ask while he's looking for that, what do you guys use when you're taking, because Tina, you were talking about taking your videos and just extracting out the MP3. What are your favorite tools for that? And Brandy, do you do that at all?
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I got distracted by my assistant. I'm sorry. What was the question? How do we
Do you
do
take,
the?
yeah, do you take MP3s out of your Hangout videos at all?
I used to advise that. That was in the beginning when I first started doing Hangouts. I said to download it and then rip it off. But because, as we know, Hangouts are not always stable. So if you're looking for podcasting, for podcasters, the audio is really, really important, and they're very passionate about that. So if you have conversations with them, so basically what I tell them to do is still use your same podcasting equipment, but film it kind of like a Howard Stern show. So use the Hangout for the marketing piece and for the visual, and then use your normal podcasting equipment. Still, you're getting all of the same content at once, but podcasters are very, very passionate about audio quality. So I'm always, I always kind of caution for those that are really, set in it. But you can like probably if I was going to do audio, I would just rip it because I'm not a passionate podcaster. So I would be okay with, this sound quality and if it breaks up a little bit.
Right. Good tip. All right. Let's see this puppet. Oh, there it is.
So there you go. There's a link. I put a link in the group chat that goes to the article. You can see the picture, but this is an up close of the tag that's no longer on this one, but on the original, and you could see a Jim Henson Muppet puppet. Made in
awesome.
the 70s.
Muppet puppet. I love that.
A Muppet puppet. Wow. We are making history here.
Yeah, now Joel's going to sell it on eBay tomorrow for $10,000.
Yeah.
Really what he's doing is positioning how to sell his Muppet puppet right now.
I really am. This is what it looks like brand new. That's the one I bought on eBay, actually. The person didn't know what they had, and I think I ended up getting it for like $30.
Wow.
So if the one I showed you is called Foopy Doo, guess what I call, this is Foopy Doo, guess what I called the one I just bought? Oh, I didn't just buy it. I bought it in 2003. Foopy 2.
Foopy 2.
Oh, that's so good.
That's great. And welcome, we have at the top of the hour here, Deb Cole.
Aloha. Hi.
Aloha.
I'm so excited. There's Muppets. I loved my puppets when I was a kid, Joel. I wound up going to Facebook to share your link, Laura, and then I clicked on the Google Hangout, and there were Muppets. You made my morning. Oh my God, I feel like a 5-year-old again. And I won't lie, I kept my puppets for the longest time, like through college, and they went with me, and they were sewed up, just like your mom sewed yours. So this is the coolest hangout ever. Happy birthday, Laura.
Thank you, Deb. Thanks for all your support. Another Mythbuster here at Social Media Myths Busted book launch, birthday book launch, and we got Foopy Doo, and we heard about Foopy too.
And on that note, it's time for me to go, but
no, I want more puppets.
No more puppets. I have to go, but I'm sorry. I love you all. Great to see you. Happy birthday, Laura.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And Brandy, I know, has to jump off too, so we're going to be an intimate crowd here. And Joel, is there any last minute, somebody had asked a question, any last minute Amazon book promotion tips you have you want to leave us with?
Use your Author Connect page. There's so much available there that you can embed like your blog posts into it and your Twitter, so they automatically feed in. You can upload video and photos of yourself and your books, and there's just a lot of cool tools that Amazon lets you use, and so you take advantage of it.
Awesome. Definitely done, and do it, and we will see you out there in cyberspace and hopefully in the real world soon.
I actually am in the real world right now. It's an amazing thing. Also in cyberspace. Happy birthday. Congratulations on your book.
Thank
Deb,
you.
get in contact with me sometime. We need to catch up.
Definitely. You saw the news about NMX, right?
I'm so excited.
Yes.
Rick needs to pick a keynote.
It's going to be the biggest NMX ever. Yeah, this is like this is a good day for this is a social media epic week, Laura. Your book launched. Mari Smith's birthday was yesterday, and NMX combined with NAB show. So
and Poopy Doo makes her social media debut. So
yes,
right here, you saw it here, everyone. Thank you, Joel, for everything.
Joel.
We'll see you soon.
You want to see the Twitter handle for Floopy Doo.
Yeah, really. So, Deb, say hello, tell everybody who you are, what you do, and tell us about this new announcement. Why not?
Okay, I actually I was thinking I was coming in early, and then I started seeing puppets. I haven't put
We've
my
been
lower
going for
thirds
3
in
hours.
here yet. I know. Let me put all my stuff up here. What I did here when I tuned in, so maybe while I'm putting my lower thirds up, it sounds like you have a Google Hangout expert, because NMX is looking for someone that
oh yeah,
Hello.
Lindsay is Google Hangout expert.
Tell me about you first, and then I'll introduce myself. How's that? And talk about NMX and what we're doing.
Okay, Laura, you want to take that? I'm a Google Plus evangelist. I'll say that, and ignore the I for today, please. I was an early adopter. I've been around since day 3. I'm in a Hangout pretty much every single day. I do a lot of work with Hangouts. I do moderator stuff for health summits and other things. I absolutely love everything G+. And as Laura will tell you, I love to help people make sure that their accounts are up and working and they don't have too many wasting their search optimization. And that's me.
Oh, very cool.
And she, by the way, is also the Dean of Social Buzz University and the Dean of Digital Media, and is really helping us to revamp and go to the next level on social. We already use Hangouts. We use the 22 Social app, but we're working on bringing it onto our site. That's the only thing that 22 Social doesn't do, unfortunately. So we'd like to bring the Hangout back onto our site versus Facebook, and I know she's been bugging me for that, but I do like the 22 Social app. We might be using it in conjunction. We'll see. And she's got some new apps, and I'm just relying on her very heavily at the moment for that.
Well, thank you, honey. And I mentored with Mari Smith for years.
Yes.
Very cool. Yeah, Renee actually from 22 Social lives right up the street from me.
Yeah, he's right here.
His office is up the street from my office. I guess
I love those guys.
We all live in our offices. It overlooks the ballpark in San Diego. It's very cool office. But yeah, his app is awesome. I don't know if it's
great
beyond an app at this point, but I can talk to him. I'm sure you've mentioned that to him, and I think we have other people that they're like, we want it on our site. So I'm sure he's going to add that to his software. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, the software is really cool. They're really awesome guys. In fact, we did a hangout at their offices with a local celeb here, Kimberly Hunt, who is the 10 News anchor woman every day. And I did a social media interview of how she's using social media. We did it down at their offices. They have great facilities, and they're super great. And I can't speak enough about how well it works on Facebook. It's just awesome. And now they added ways to pay, put buy buttons in there, and they have email capture systems with one click. It's pretty cool stuff.
I think I loved it most for the syndication aspect of it, where you put it on your site and then all of your fans are syndicating that show, but it's on their page. That's cool.
If they do that, if they clone the app, that'll happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Because people are desperate for content, and then you give them the content, but it's still on their page. So it's a very, very cool strategy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's lots
Yeah,
of
and
ways.
don't get me wrong. It's not that I don't like 22 Social. I think it's great. My thing is just being search and social is my background. I want everything to feed back to our own site, and once they do that, that would really make a difference for me.
I like that they're adding the buy buttons. That's very good for us.
Yeah.
That's really good. Yeah.
But we
So,
now have showcase in the Hangout, so we can do that.
so Laura, are you like tracking your Amazon links and sales? Where do people go to get your book? Speaking of putting a buy button, what a great place for it. Uh-oh, we just lost your
Laura,
voice.
you're muted.
Oh, I'm muted. That's what
There
Well, I'm trying to track it. I'm not very good at this whole Amazon thing. This is an all good big test.
So where do they go right now if they want to buy your
Right
book?
now, if they want to buy it, is socialmediamythsbusted.com. Right there. You can see it on my lower third. Hello.
On mine too.
Yep. And on Elaine's as well. So
So
we are who is that?
Oh, I was going to ask you who the contributors are, and are they all joining us, and have they been coming in and out all morning?
They've been coming in and out. Not all of them have been able to join. A lot of them have chimed in on social media. But we have 30. Here. Oh, you guys.
Wow.
Oh, you guys are here. All y'all.
Yeah. Is that the book itself? Let me see.
No, it's not the book. It's just a printout. You guys are like with me all the time on my desk.
That is awesome.
That's
awesome.
the banner on my Facebook page right now. And I did mention every one of you in my description of the book, but Joel was just mentioning, I didn't ask him before I left, that perhaps I should have mentioned you in the author page as an author of the book. I don't know if that makes sense.
Well, that would be good for you for keywords. So if people are looking for Joel or Deb or anyone that Amari Smith, right? If they're typing it into Amazon, and then your book would come up. So you can, I'm sure you could still add that type of stuff, right?
Yeah, I can. And I did add, and Joel wrote the forward, so I did it as he was teaching me, and it says it'll be there in 5 days. In the next 5 days, I'm like, okay, great. Well, we're selling it today, and we will sell it. We will continue to sell it, obviously. And this is kind of the pre-launch launch, because in the beginning of 2015, for those of you who don't know, I'm going to launch a second edition, and it'll be even more robust and better and all that, but it won't be 99 cents. But today you can get it for 99 cents.
That's good to know. So today only 99 cents?
Today only 99 cents.
That's awesome.
It's my birthday gift to everybody, and it's,
That's awesome.
So spread the word all day today. It may go into tomorrow, depending. They take like 12 hours to change things. So, I'm saying today it may be a little longer, but this is my first foray into really launching anything on Amazon, although I have some other things on there, but they were never launched. In fact, I think I was on Amazon before Kindle was. Like, I had a PDF on there before there were Kindles.
Right.
So you could upload PDFs way back in the day, and I just went on the other day to change the cover because it was so old and outdated looking. I'm like, oh, this cannot be on. So we got that changed, but we'll relaunch that book too. That's a coaching book on body transformation, actually. So.
Now, the only thing that I would suggest, because when I went, right before I came on to be on the Hangout, I went to go share it, and then I went to the New Media Expo page so that we could put it there for fans, because this is obviously a lot of the speakers that speak at NMX are contributors of your book, right? Including Joel and Mari. So the only thing that there wasn't a place that I could just say, like I couldn't, unless it was there and maybe I didn't see it, but there wasn't something, and maybe you can add that now, that we could do the replay of the Hangout that at the top of your fan page, and that way I could just share it. And same thing for you. The only challenge is it's your birthday, so your wall's getting full of all birthday wishes. So I kept scrolling, and maybe there's a thing on there to share the Hangout, but I just was seeing all the birthday Hangouts. So you may want to pin that to the top, right? That would just.
You can't pin on your personal. I tried highlighting it, but it's my cover image has it on there, smbhangout.com.
Okay.
And for a period of time, and I debated back and forth, and maybe we can talk about this, you social media gals. I debated not letting people wish me happy birthday because I wanted people to be able to see the Hangout. And I do have a link to the Hangout directly on YouTube on air, and I keep adding new things, and yeah. But I debated not letting people add new content, and maybe I should take that off again.
Only because it's your book launch, right? Like I
Yeah.
would try today and see how it works, but one of the things that I did, which I found was really good, and then I just changed the birthday. Like I remember the one day I was doing something, and then it's great because you see all these greetings and wishes, but it was thwarting the effort of what we were doing because it was a major event week. You know, I was actually at an event, so I changed that. But what was cool about that, Laura, is then everyone can wish you a happy birthday on one post, and it winds up being a really cool engagement for everyone to see your friends and connect with one another. So instead of it just being one post with each person, they post on your celebration. And you can even say, you know, today I'm celebrating my birthday by giving a $1 book launch gift, right? I'm launching the book. You know, you just kind of build up the whole story of what you're doing, but then that's the link for the birthday, and then everyone on that post can be wishing you the happy birthday. They can put pictures, right? Because now we can add a picture on the comment, and they can still wish you happy birthday. But now it's a joint thing, so you might as well maximize.
Yeah, and I actually did that earlier today, and then I said, now I feel weird that people can't post, so I turned it off, and now I'm going to do it again. And I had that whole link up and everything. But the
Sometimes
Hangout,
you just need permission, right?
yeah, it's like I didn't think if people would think, oh, you know, it just went back and forth in my mind. So it's smmbhangout.com is where people can come watch us. That link will go to the replay afterwards, of course, and smmbbook.com is where you can get the book. So SMMB is Social Media Myths Busted, by the way.
And that's your hashtag on Twitter?
And that's the hashtag all over the place. Mm-hmm.
Awesome. So this is exciting.
Yeah,
Yay, this is an exciting week.
Available. Yeah, totally. So we didn't get to properly introduce you, so go ahead and tell people what NMX is, who you are, and what you're excited about.
Okay, so we had big news with NMX. Right now I'm serving as their marketing director. I've been a business coach and social media coach since 1999, interestingly enough. And when blogging first came out, I was there, and I know Joel left, but I was excited to see him because he and I were at one of the first Blog World Expos back in 2007, and that was literally the first Blog World Expo. I remember Larry Benet invited me. He was speaking there, and I was in Hawaii, and he's like, dude, you've got to come. I'm like, Blog World? What's Blog World? And he's like, it's the first conference ever for all the bloggers. You have blogging software. You should be there. I get a booth. You should have my booth. So that's how I got to the first Blog World, is by someone giving me their booth because they didn't need it, and I had software for blogging. And that just really put me on the map going to that event, and I've been a fan ever since. I've gone to every year except when they actually had it in LA. I had a conflict it's when they had one year that they did it 2 different times, one in New York and one in LA. But otherwise, every year I was there. We have a guy, V. Rich Brooks, in Maine that's been there every year except this past year because of the snowstorm. He was literally at the airport the entire time trying to keep rebooking and rebooking. He never got there. He was so upset because that was his record. But right now, this past week, we had exciting news because NMX is now co-locating with the NAB show. And for anyone who is not familiar with the NAB show because you're in the new media world, that's basically the traditional media expo. It's been, I have to check my facts, it's about 75 years. And they've been having that for 75 years, and it's the broadcasting event. Like, it is the event. 93,000 people, Laura, go to this event. So we're super excited to be co-locating with them. All of our exhibits will be together, so people who come to our event will be able to see all of their exhibitors, vice versa. I went there this past year. We actually had a New Media Expo lounge there. So we started kind of the relationship with them. So we were the New Media lounge that people would come to and learn a lot of how broadcasting is turning into this podcasting world, and how traditional broadcasters are now getting a podcast station. And a lot of them are more successful and have more fans. You look at Adam Carolla, right, and his podcasting station, and there's a whole bunch of news around that. But so many people are turning to that. So we just were mobbed at the booth with people talking and excited about us there. So that just launched the whole co-location, and it's literally a city of just broadcasting heaven. So if you like tools and technology and what the latest microphone or the best, like I actually got this, actually this is a VidCon, but they had this displayed. It's like this little, this is just my little tripod, but I travel with it. But this is this iographer. It stabilizes your phone. So I'm now using, instead of this big old camera everywhere, you know, you travel, you go to Athens and Ireland, you don't want to be lugging around this video equipment. Everything now of my video stuff fits in my purse, like everything when I travel, everything. And that includes all my chargers and my laptop, like everything electronic now. It's portable. So it's super exciting because you see all of these gadgets and tools and then software. I mean, I was overwhelmed when I went there and you see these broadcasters and they're using the green screen and they're blending technology of how they do it with traditional news. And we're not there yet. We're not at that level yet. So I'm so excited because this is truly the media revolution. This is where we're going to blend our technology, our excitement, our software with their knowledge. You know, you're talking 75 years they've been doing this and they've been on TV and they're broadcasting. I think they have some things to teach us. So,
absolutely. And vice versa. I think it's going to go both ways.
Yes. And like I mentioned, you know, and I really want to highlight them because I think we dog them a lot, you know, the traditional, or we call them dinosaur media, but it's still a phenomenal tool and they still have, you know, millions of dollars worth of equipment. Sure, we could do it for a couple $100, you know, but it's just that extra quality and that professionalism and how they're taught to do things to keep the audience engaged. Like their job is to bring millions to their channel, and if they have someone else with a channel that competes with them, they're out of business. So it's a much more competitive environment, and that's why they have to keep it at a professional level. Whereas we're like, hey, we can do it, we don't care. And we have a little bit of a laissez-faire attitude, but the cool thing, like you said, they can learn from us, we can learn from them, and that's the media revolution. It's no longer, if you notice, we've dropped off new. We're not calling it the new media revolution anymore. It is literally the media revolution.
Wow. We've arrived.
Yes. Yeah, and Rick is excited because this is what his vision. Like, I feel like I'm working with Walt Disney. You know, he's had this vision since 2007. And so this is 8 years in the making. Like, he's seen NAB show as NMX of the future, right?
Wow.
It's they're there, but we need to be there with them because it's just the medium and the channel of how we deliver the news, but they're experts in actually the production of it. And the more I've been working with a local TV station here, the more I'm learning like all these little things that you can do, even from our verbal introductions. We soften a lot of things as podcasters and media, you know, TV content creators, that the media anchors, they don't do that. They've learned, right? They've gone to the school of broadcasting, right? They've gone to journalism school. Bloggers haven't, and we get dogged on that, you know, because we don't have a journalism degree, but we have the degree on the street making money, right? Because we're doing it for business owners primarily. It's our tool to get the word out, which is exciting. But I think this is the year that we all kick it up a notch.
Yes, and get more professional with it, and at the same time, we get more professional, but it's not getting as complicated. The complication factor is lowering down,
Yeah.
so that's super exciting, and I definitely want to talk to you more about being there this year. I was there a couple of years ago. I went to a couple in a row, and then I was like, they moved the date and the location. I'm like, I'm not sure this is right for me, but you know, your energy in it, Deb, has made a huge difference and totally more relatable for me. So we're going to talk.
Yeah, awesome. And we're finding that. I think, you know, it got to that point where, and I think this happens with every conference, you know, and anything, right? I look at my software from years ago and it's like, it needs new blood. I don't have the passion for it anymore. And it's the same thing with conferences. I think it starts as one thing and then people just want, it's like restaurants. We all just want something new. And now this is just this whole new approach. We're going to attract a lot of different speakers on different levels. We're going to bring a lot of people from traditional media. So I think even just rubbing shoulders and meeting people and getting that possibility to get on media, you know, traditional media stations. I mean, that's why I went to Blog World to begin with. Like I got actually on one of Adam Carolla was there. I'm trying to think of what show it was. It's a different show than what he has now, but I got on his show simply because I walked the exhibit hallways and they're looking for guests. They're looking for people. I had just published my first book, and I got on there to be interviewed, and then I got on the next one, and then someone else was just doing a live broadcast for podcasting. I got on theirs. Tech Zulu was doing an interview, so it was a video interview, and I got so much publicity that's why I kept going back and back to blog. It was called Blog World, and now it's New Media Expo. And we just shorten it NMX. But I just kept going back just for the publicity opportunities. And now the publicity opportunities are just kicking it up on a whole new level because of the partnership, or I shouldn't really call it a partnership, it's a co-location merge with NAV Show. So I am super excited to see just all of their stuff.
Now that it's media and not new media, are they going to change the name again from NMX to something else? Okay.
So and that's part of what Rick was talking about. Like when we were rebranding New Media Expo, originally Blog World, like that was the first transition. So people would go, "What's NMX?" Oh, it's Blog World, because everyone knows Blog World. And what's funny is most people don't realize is it's always been New Media Expo. But it's been Blog World and New Media Expo, and people just shortened it with Blog World. And that's because primarily it was the bloggers who came out. Now there's billions of bloggers, or I should say over a billion bloggers, not billions yet, millions of bloggers. We've hit that billion mark because of Facebook, right? Anybody on Facebook, they're blogging. But now the podcasters are, like bloggers have become podcasters, and then they become web content TV producers, right? It's just the evolution because it's the easiest to blog. If you have a Twitter account, you're a blogger. It's just a micro-blogging platform. So that's why we just, you can't call it Blog World anymore because it's so much more than that. So they basically just dropped that and kept the New Media Expo, but so many people didn't even think of it as New Media Expo, even though that was in the original. If you look at the logo, everything, it's there. We just didn't focus on it. So we talked about it in this whole rebranding day, and we're like, NMX, it's just going to be NMX. So it gets to that point where it's like South by. What is South by? It's just NMX, right? It doesn't have to necessarily stand for New Media Expo or Broadcasting Expo or Broadcasting and Podcaster. It's just NMX, and it's the place where content creators, new media superstars are all going to get together, and we're going to blend the broadcasting world with the podcasting world, which is most exciting.
That's awesome. It's really neat to have a venue to have those resources in, and it's great. We're getting also. We're going to say something else.
Oh, no, I don't think so.
Okay.
There's a billion thoughts that are going through my mind, and I've just been thinking about like social media. Like what was going on in my mind is just the myths that are getting busted right now. And when we had that conversation with you, that actually inspired a chapter in my next book for Media Revolution, and I love the project that you're working on because it's. And I think when we go to NMX, that's what's going to be the talk of the town. It's all of these myths that people think, oh, it's too hard, it takes too much time, et cetera. No. Especially for traditional broadcasters. It's just a new channel. It's the same thing as broadcasting. It's just a new way to deliver, and it's faster and easier. Like you mentioned, the learning curve to embrace new media, it's just gone. I have so many grandmothers as clients, in the coaching club that I run, that they can do it. It's easy now. I remember my dad when the iPhone first came out, and he's just like, I could see myself doing that. That's easy. And I think what the iPhone did to revolutionize the ease of technology is what NMX is now doing with the broadcasting community. It's no longer, we don't need a team of 12 people. We do need a team. We need some, like right now I'm looking for somebody to do the admin of the Google Hangouts. I don't know if you did this all yourself or you got help, but I heard earlier you guys were having some technical difficulties. It's like, you don't want to be bogged down with that. You are the anchor, and then you need someone to kind of do the admin stuff so you can focus on the content and your guests and things like that. So we do need some help behind the scenes, but not as many as we needed, and it's not as difficult. So let's bust those myths in social media and get the world of business owners using social media, right?
Absolutely. In fact, I want to show everybody one of these myths, and not myths, how we bust through it with Deb Cole. Woohoo!
Oh, cool. That's really cool. I love what you do. That I think it was Denise Wakeman on when I went to your board. I was like, that's so cool that you've created those graphics with the, was that a quote of mine, Embrace the Change?
Yeah, that's a quote of you from
So
the
I
book.
said this. Oh, let me read what I said. So embrace that change will have, oh yeah, that's so true. Don't you like when you read what you said and you're like, yeah, that's good. If you can adapt and adopt to the changes, you'll be the one who gets results and own the market share in your industry. That's so true. Yes, you will. Adapt and
You
adopt.
said it. I didn't make it up, actually.
And again, I love how you've created these graphics for us to share, you know, as speakers and contributors and authors. And I think the more we can embrace each other with this, and yeah, I think that's where we're going to be kicking
And
it
if
up.
you didn't see it, I sent a link to where you can download that and get it yourself. And I'm going to put it
Yeah.
up. By the way, all right. So here's the deal. You're always so inspiring to me, but I want to let you know I was having this conversation with myself this morning. I said, you know, the book is just the starting point, right?
Yes.
What am I doing this? And you see it above my head. I have be social, be good, right?
Right. Right.
So my mission is using social media for good.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And being the change you want to see in the world on social media. What you want to see social media used for, use it for.
Yep.
And you are my mythbusters. You and all the other contributors, you and Elaine who are here today, are the mythbusters. And I can just see us having like a social media mythbusters show and doing these interviews regularly and making it a regular thing and having different versions of the book. And it could be, you know, social media myths busted for bloggers, for Pinterest, for whatever, the whole series. But really, it's breaking down those barriers, and that's why I have the image with the blue sky behind it. It's like, it's really not a brick wall. It's really a myth that it's hard, like you said, and Joel brought that up earlier. And there are a lot of questions to answer. There's a lot of ways to do it, and it's a huge place for creativity and for people to connect. So I want people to feel that way. Like automatically about social media. Like, I love social media. Like, it's a great place where it's like I love going to whatever group I belong to, and we can really turn social media on its head, and not even on its head, but turn it to focus on that, because it's there, it's already there, and I want people that to be the buzz instead of negative stuff to be the buzz.
Yes. Yeah. I love that. And when I saw that brick and it busting out, I was like, "Ooh, that's good." That I don't know who designed that, Laura, but that was a good graphic.
Thank you. Very good. And did you see the book cover? You've seen, maybe not. Let's show it for everybody who hasn't seen the book cover.
It's
like so exciting, I know.
And I don't know, one of the things, I don't know if you were there that year or know about one of the things we did at one of the New Media Expos. When you say about be social, be good, there was a phrase called social media for social good, and we did that in combination with the whole breast cancer research, where we were going for the #1 hashtag, and we actually hit the Guinness Book World Records for hashtag Beat Cancer one year at NMX. So we're looking again to look at some type of charity or something to focus on this year again, so that we can use it for good, right? We've got all these people. I mean, you're talking about 100,000 people, and maybe they're not all, you know, bloggers, but I'm sure many of them, even the traditional people, have a Twitter handle that we can blast that out. So, yeah, we'll be looking for something to do that. But yeah, social media for social good, that's something that I think a lot of people want to focus on. It's like, yeah, we've got all these fans, but what can we use them for?
And now, what do they want, you know, and how can we have fun? So here's the book cover for everyone.
I'm watching this. This is so cool. I had like my arrow on your name, so I've been looking at the book cover. I'm like, this is so cool. It's really good. Congratulations.
Thank you. It was fun to put together. It was kind of my idea. I don't even know where I got that idea from, and then I brought it to my designer, and he did a great job with it. So, So we have some questions that I thought would be good to answer, because Marilyn McLeod is just chomping at the bit for all this great. She's like, maybe you could send out maybe I'm going in the wrong direction. Let's see. All right, so let's go start at the top here. What were we talking about that competes with 22 Social? Well,
RunClick. It's
Elaine,
called RunClick. Go to runclick.com. That's what we were talking about.
And then, so that was one really good question. And then we have two things. One, how did you get your event onto my calendar? And you can add them as contributors in your Amazon. Okay, she was telling I could add everyone as contributors in my Amazon. And it is. Every one of you Mythbusters are in my Amazon description. They are there. You are there. So it's at the very bottom, so it kind of cuts off. But maybe I'll shorten it up so you can see it. But it's there. And then how did it get, somehow your Hangout event today ended up in my iCloud calendar. Not sure how it got there. Elaine's going to tell us because she said that's how she found out about the event. I had to search old emails to find an invitation and had to dig to find the link. Well, interesting that the link didn't show up on her calendar either. So talk about that, Elaine.
Yeah, this is really what's really very cool about Google and Google Plus. Because of that integration with Google Plus and calendars, when you agree to go to an event, even if you say maybe, yes or maybe, automatically Google gives it to you in either your iCalendar or Outlook or your Google Calendar. And it puts it there for you so you don't have to think about it. It's already there at the time it pops up and lets you know that's what's happening, which is really, really useful when you have something like this, Laura, and you want people to know about the book. It's fabulous to have your events, and people try and get your events like 2 weeks ahead of time. So you've got 2 weeks to build your buzz and reshare that event so that everybody who clicks yes or maybe, they're absolutely going to get that reminder just before it starts. Usually the first reminder is 10 minutes before time.
Yeah, and
it's not magic. It's just
I
cool.
even see when I haven't yet accepted or maybe or anything,
Well,
they just show up.
Yeah, that's a good point, Laura. People who you have given them the okay to send you notifications. If you are included in an invitation, a specific invitation, then it will appear on your calendar, and you have the option to say yes, no, or maybe. But for people in Social Buzz Club who want to come to Social Buzz U on Thursdays, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, little plug in there for Social Buzz, basically you can make sure that you invite them specifically by their name, not just your circles. When you invite people to an event by their name, that notification will go to their calendar, and then they can choose what to do with it.
That's interesting because I can't remember if I invited Marilyn, if I invited you by name or if you were in one of the circles. But maybe it's I don't know. We'll have to research that because
it depends on her level of notification from you.
Okay, so she has a setting too that says allow calendar invites to events onto my calendar or something like that.
Exactly.
Okay, great. And thank you, Marilyn, for supporting the mission.
Yeah,
awesome. I think it's bigger, and I'll have more words for it after everything sinks in. And I've been so dedicated to the small business owner that my whole entire career, I really am passionate that we can use social media as effectively without the millions or billions of dollars in budget, and because social media is a leveler. It's a playing field leveler for new businesses and small businesses. I mean, would you agree with that, Deb?
Oh my gosh, yes, that's a great description. I think that's why I got excited when I first started using it. I was in Hawaii, and it's like it was a startup business. I had quit my job. We sold everything. We're in this new environment. People are like, did you have friends there? Nope. Did you have family? Nope. Job? Nope. I was there to start a company, and I didn't know, I wasn't tapped into this whole San Francisco, Sacramento, Silicon Valley area, that hub. Right now I know about the startup capitals, and there's actually financing that you can get with all these investors. I didn't know about any of that. I did once I joined social media, though. I learned about all of that, and there's this whole community, and they're all up in San Francisco. You go up there, and every time I go up there, there's somebody that you meet that's investing in some other business, and exciting. But I wasn't. I was a shoestring budget, and if it didn't work, I was going to live on a tent on the beach in my tent, and people think I'm joking. Like when we packed our stuff and we sold everything, but we did not sell our 6-man tent. We kept that because we're like, well, you have to be realistic, right? So we had a moment of like, if it doesn't work out, and we're like, well, what's the worst case scenario? We're stuck in Hawaii, and we got to sell our house, but we're in Hawaii, you know, live on the beach in a tent. What do you really need? That was our fallback plan, basically. But we burned the ships, right? I remember my dad saying, well, you know, you don't have to sell your house. You can just rent it out. I'm like, no, that's not burning the ships, right? Then I have an option to come back. I literally burned the ships. There's no way back. I was a one-way ticket, you know, to Hawaii. We weren't going back. We had to make it. And 2 years we were on that island. We didn't leave because we didn't have the money to leave. It was starting up, you know, shoestring budget. And when I came out with, you know, when I discovered blogging, we came out with our first blog and we saw like, wow, this is a way to get traffic. I didn't spend a dime on advertising. It was all organic. It was all through blogging. The power of blogging for the small business owner, it is the leveler. That is a great way to describe it. It's the leveler because we were able to now compete with these big budget with the corporations that, you know, spend $1 million just on a 60-second Super Bowl ad. That just blew my mind. I'm like, I don't even have $6,000 for an ad, you know. But with a blog, you had a platform, and then YouTube came out, you know, and then Twitter came out, and then MySpace, and then Facebook kind of took over the world. But that's another subject, right? But it's a leveler, and that's, I think, why I'm so excited about it. It's a leveler, and it makes any business owner, it gives them those tools for them to get advertising, even if they don't have a budget to start with. Then you get the budget. Then you start kicking it up at, you know, whatever level that you get to. But right from the beginning, it's a leveler. It's a couple $100 to get started, really. It's not a lot. And it's free if you just start a Facebook blog. So that's not even
or a Google Plus blog.
Right. Yes, that's actually, yes, Google Plus too. Yeah. Don't ever let me forget the new guys that come on board. Yeah, and when Google Plus, I remember when it first came out, and again, it was like the debate, right? I'm like, stop debating, you know, and now it's changed, right? Because the guy who started it is no longer there. And then they're like, oh my God, is it dead? It's, you know, it's another channel. Just use it, lock it up, get your name on there, put blast out, even if it's not your primary channel. It's this little button that you get to say, yes, I'll Google Plus that. G Plus it, tweet it, Facebook it, just do it. You have the channels, just click it. If it works, great. If it doesn't, it took you 2 seconds, not even a millisecond to hit the G Plus button. Right?
Something that's important, Deb, and
yes.
I know you'll agree with me here, is the beauty of Google Plus, never trying to be Facebook. It's the social layer of the top 2 search engines in the world.
Yep.
Our posts and our Hangouts get indexed.
Yep.
So for me, this is where you start. This is where you put all your information so that the search engines have what they need so you can be found even when you're using all your other social media channels.
Right. Yes.
You know, that consistency is really important, but I think it's a great place to start.
Yes. You know what my I don't know, regret or challenge, whatever the term would be with G Plus, is that if you're like me, you have a lot of G Plus accounts, right? So which one do I use? You know, the Coach Debbie account, the Coach
Well, see, that's a problem, and we talked about that before you came in. You should have one main personal profile, and then you can have a group of pages that you can feed through, but there should only be one personal profile.
Yeah.
Busted.
Well, good.
We need to talk.
No, well, so for different companies, I have different Gmail accounts. You know,
You
and
don't
then
have to use the G Plus account for each of them, though.
But still, it doesn't matter. Those are all set up already. They've been used, right? So you have different people in those. So it's not like setting it up from scratch. It was already set up. Like one of my biggest challenges with YouTube was I was there when it first came out, right? So I set up a YouTube account. That was when they were not married to YouTube, right? YouTube and Gmail, I'm sorry, Google, they weren't married yet. So I had a Gmail account and I had a YouTube account, and it was Coach Deb YouTube. That was my channel. But I didn't have a Coach Deb on Gmail. There's some realtor that uses that, and she still gets email, and she forwards it on. She was pissed off at the first. She's just like, stop giving people your address. I'm like, I don't. They just assume it. I'm sorry, you know. And I made nice with her because I don't want her being an enemy and getting like my email and not forwarding it to me. So now she forwards it to me, and she realizes it's not my fault. I'm not trying to I'm not trying to have her be my email filter. But, you know, that was set up, so she already had that. Everywhere else, I was Coach Deb. But then I just hadn't used my YouTube for a while. I was using different video software and pulling that up on my blog. And that's when all of a sudden they got married and they blended the accounts. I no longer have access to my original YouTube channel because I can't log in anymore because I don't.
I can help you with that.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Okay, I will help you with that.
Take down. Okay, thank you. Yeah.
What happened? Google bought YouTube. That's what happened. So all the legacy accounts did really confuse people early on, but later, not now, but later, absolutely, Laura, you can put Deb and I in contact, and I'll help you with that.
Yay! You're my social media hero.
Yes, we work with people doing that all the time. So we've got some questions here. Let's see. So, well, just a comment from Marilyn. The link did come through the event in my calendar, but it was on my phone, and I needed to watch it on my computer. That's why I looked on for the link on the computer. So she doesn't use the iCloud calendar, I guess, on her computer. Yeah. Okay, got it. Okay, that's very interesting. Thanks, Marilyn. So, Karen's here, Karen Lawson. She says, hi all, happy birthday, Laura. Thanks, Karen. Could you talk about how I'm going clicks on Facebook events can be followed up to be sure people follow through and register for my event? Oh, gosh. Can you make anybody follow through is the question.
Oh, goodness. Like there's so many sarcastic remarks. I'm just gonna shut up. I'm not responding to that.
So Karen, in other words, we feel your pain.
Yes, we do. If only we could make people follow up. I mean, we can influence them, you can persuade them, but
you can spend a lot of money on advertising and say, I wonder if you can target that. I don't know ads that well enough to know if you can actually target people who said yes to your event, and, and target an ad to them. You need to RSVP here at this link.
I mean, that's a real world problem too. It's not even just a first world problem.
Yeah.
That's the first thing that I learned when I went to California. I'm an East Coast girl, right? So if people tell you they're gonna be somewhere, they're gonna be somewhere. And if they're not, they call you or they text you now. They didn't have texting back then when I lived there. It's a long time ago. I got out as soon as I was free to go. But
me too.
I'm like, yeah, you're a Jersey girl too, right, Laura?
Yeah.
Jersey girls.
What exit?
Exit 11.
Exit 11. Oh,
off the turnpike. Off the turnpike. But no, 123. 123 off the parkway.
Off the parkway. Okay, all right. So you were north of me. I'm like thinking, oh, that's Cape May 11, right? But yes, okay. So I was 98. So Point Pleasant area. So that yes, it's a real thing. We Jersey people know each other by our exits. Here in California, they do the same thing. It's just east of the 5 or west of the 5. So they still have a thing with the highways. It's just different, right? And they're very judgy about that. They're like, oh, you're east of the 5, right? But I learned that in California, you'll invite someone to a party, and I actually remember, Rick was at one of these when I lived up in North County, and I had a party, and 50 people said they were coming. So I'm Italian. Who do you think, how many people do I cook for when 50 people are coming?
100.
Yes, winner of that. Yes, that's exactly what we do. So I cook for 100 people. Keep in mind I'm in California. Guess how many people show up?
10.
About 5.
Half that. 25 people show up, and I'm like,
oh, lucky.
It was a lot of food for everybody, but yeah. So I learned that, and then I learned actually was out with James Wedmore. He's the video king. He's awesome at teaching how to do video. And I remember we all went to this comedian that was a friend of his, and we went to this show in LA. And then he invites us all out to the diner next door, and they're all like, "Yeah, I see it." And I was like, "Oh, I thought your girlfriend couldn't, she wasn't feeling well." And I was like, "Yeah, we're gonna keep going, right?" And then he left, and we turn around, and we're like, "Yeah, no, we can't." I'm like, "But what? We was just here. Why didn't we?" Well, we didn't want to make him feel bad. I'm like, "But now he thinks we're coming, right?" But people don't want to say no in California.
Yeah.
So I've learned that that's a real world problem, and then there's no way to control or make anyone,
No.
accept your invite. But in social media, right, let's contrast that. Yeah, we'll have the same issue, but at least we have a number of opportunities to send out invites or incentives and again, and that's where we come out with that launch plan, right? We'll send one video and we'll build up the excitement. And you've been doing a really good job about that, Laura, where you had like one tip and then, again, there were a bunch of birthday, but then there was someone else that you shared of one of your other authors. So again, I saw Denise Wakeman's up there. So it gives people a number of reminders and it gets people up on the feed, whereas if they said yes to you in person like a month ago, they forget unless you send them a reminder, send another card. What's your option in real life? Send them another invite card. Remember, you are going to come to my party. It's a week from now, and then it's like a day from now. It's not feasible doing that in a physical manner. Whereas in social media, you've got an event, you can send out reminders, you can send out little plugs, you can send out exciting little videos and tidbits. So who was the person that asked that question?
It's Karen.
Karen. So Karen, the best way for you to increase the amount of people that will show up is just keep giving them those incentives by little tips. Like Laura's got all of these myths that she's busting in the book. So for her, the strategy would be, oh, here's another myth busted. And then you give them something that they want to actually consume and read. And then that gives them the motivation to say, I'm going to come to that hangout because I'm going to learn more things on that hangout. So just keep giving them reasons to show up. And give them that fear that I learned, I think it was at South by, I learned FOMO, fear of missing out.
FOMO. Yeah.
So give them FOMO, right? If they don't come, they're going to miss out on something huge. Give them FOMO. There we go.
And I've done something she's also mentioning here.
Love that.
In her. Yeah. I have something else to add, but I'm going to add it a little bit later on the FOMO thing. But I just wanted to stay on topic for those are great tips. And a lot of times I'll do what she does. If it's a small enough event, and you can send them individual messages. Yeah. And say, hey, I saw you RSVP'd on Facebook, but we don't have you actually as an official registrant. If you'd like to confirm your seat, please click here. And that's, a direct message to them. Hopefully there'll be better interfaces over time and more that really make it stand out that, okay, if you really want to be here, you have to take another step.
Yeah.
It's the good news about Facebook events is that you can promote something. The bad news is if there's a second step, it's hard to get people to take it, and it's just the way it is. Mm-hmm. So, and so many of us are so busy in our lives, and we have the FOMO thing going on, but then we forget about these events. And
yeah.
Yep.
Well, because of social media too, we have distractions, right? So there's this event, and then there's that event, and I solve that sometimes by having this event here on this computer, then there's another event happening over here, or there's a tweet thread over here, and then there's something. I mean, if you're not ADD in the 21st century, you may fall behind. I'm just saying. Yeah. You have to be a little ADD.
And then not to get everybody all stressed out about trying to get everything on their plate that, because you're afraid of missing out. So for those of us who are a little overwhelmed, sometimes we have to do the JOMO thing.
What's the JOMO thing?
The JOMO thing is the joy of missing out.
That's good. That's really good, Laura. I think.
And I have to attribute Mari Smith to that because she used that at a mastermind event recently, and I was the first one to raise my hand and say, "Amen, sister." Yes, because we are all afraid we're going to miss out, but there really is a joy in taking care of ourselves and then coming to social media to get a little crazy and then come back in, and it's all about balance. So
I have to rely on you for stuff like that. I have zero balance. I go to extremes. I'm a roller coaster. It's just extreme. Yeah.
That's really interesting. Yeah. You can definitely rely on me, and somehow balance, well, I don't know. I feel a little extreme with this book because I've been totally myopic on it, and it's been a really great foray into getting something done in record time. I mean, last week at this time, everyone, I had a little more than half the book written.
Yeah. Wow. Good for you.
The book cover was not finished. The quotes were not done.
Wow.
I mean, it was just, this is not the way to do a book, but I had a deadline. I had something I wanted to do. I didn't plan anything for my birthday but this. So this was going to be it.
Smart. But maybe it is the way to write the book, Laura. For those of us who are busy, we need sometimes just a deadline. And that makes us do that because it literally becomes a priority. It's like, sorry, I've got to miss out. I've got a deadline to reach, right? I've got a book to finish, and people are expecting me. So I say good on you for that.
Well, thanks. Yeah, I've never done anything like that. I'm always like, yeah, I'm always planning it out, trying to live a balanced life, and I'm not really great at balance just comes to me. It's not like I think through it and I just have to, I don't teach courses on it or anything. It's just kind of how I make decisions. So this was a big, huge decision to go out of my balance place and go for it. And yeah, I mean, balance for me is at a higher level. I'm not someone who sits down and oh, I need 3 hours of downtime now. No, I need my 9 hours of sleep, which I haven't gotten in months, but it's okay.
I'm happy with 4. If I can get 4, and if I can get 90 minutes of just solid sleep at one time, I'm happy.
Oh yeah.
Wow. Okay.
I've been struggling with insomnia lately. Are you in fellow vampire? Oh, I don't know. Do you struggle with the same thing?
Oh yeah, I don't get a lot of sleep in a solid amount.
Yeah.
And lately I've been getting up at 5 to go to my bar class, which I get from 1 to 5. I'm a happy camper with, like you say, 90 solid minutes in there that I haven't woken up.
Yeah. There's just too many exciting things happening,
Yeah.
But then, and I'll say, I just need to close my eyes and take a siesta for a bit and just defrag, right? It's just like our computer with all these programs up. And I just need to defrag, and then sometimes it's 10 minutes. You take a power nap and then you're like, all right, now I'm good again. But I need that, and I think I really need permission to do that type of stuff. I just won't do it, and then I just kill myself. And the other thing too is I started doing tea, Laura, and I know this is maybe a little off topic, but I don't know. I think it's almost worse. I think I'd rather have the coffee spike, and because then at least you come down for it. The people at Tavana were like, it's this, keeps that steady up. But then I never get the crash. I need the crash.
We have melatonin for that.
Oh, yeah.
I start my day with bulletproof coffee.
Oh my, is there such a thing?
What's bulletproof coffee? What's
David Asprey, the bulletproof executive, does this thing that helps it really helps feed your brain. It's coffee with grass-fed butter and coconut oil. Ooh. And you mix it up, a good quality coffee. Mm-hmm. And it actually feeds your brain. And I actually took it to a nutritionist who said, you know what, I'm going to try it. It sounds, I looked into it, and that's really good, and it does. It gives me so much more focus, and I still get to have my caffeine, but only 2 cups a day.
Yeah, I think I'm justified going, I'm just having tea, but it's black tea, and
green
it's probably
tea.
like 4 cups of coffee. So green tea, does that have caffeine or no?
It does, but it's a little less, and if you reuse the tea bag, it takes out the caffeine. That's like natural decaffeination. I also buy a decaf green tea. I like the Celestial Seasonings Mandarin Orange green tea, so if you like something a little less
that's really good.
bitter. I don't like bitter, so I don't do coffee. So I've done
that's
these.
what sugar and cream is for.
Yeah.
It's like Bill, I'm like, I don't like that combination either. So that's really bizarre. I don't get coffee, and I'm probably one of the few Americans who doesn't get coffee, the attraction. But whatever. We are talking social media, and we're busting caffeine myths now.
We are. More myths.
Sorry, Laura,
what other questions do we have?
I have to let a little fur kid out. I'll be right back.
Okay, no problem. We don't have any questions coming in at the moment, but we do have people watching. So I thought we could talk about some of the myths we busted for small business owners, because that's who really doesn't quite get it. And I'm not sure big brands quite get it yet, but they have enough popularity that people like them anyway. But when you don't have that popularity and that budget, you got to be you. I mean, Joel Kahn was talking earlier, just be you. But what is the key to being you online? I mean, I think there's some nuances there that we really can do a lot better.
What's this about being you? Because I think you should always be you unless you could be Batman, and then you should be Batman.
Yeah.
But what you mean, like just being authentic?
I think for some people it's like natural to be themselves on social media, and then other people are like deer in headlights. What do you mean, be you, be me, be authentic? What does that mean?
Sounds like a personal development coaching question, Laura.
Yeah, and I actually struggle with this question myself, and I was talking about it earlier. It's like, what am I going to post to social media today? It's like, I need to, I'm so involved in, okay, I'm helping this client and this client and this client. Yeah, I could say I'm helping these clients, but yeah, sometimes it's not quite appropriate.
Like you don't want to say?
Sometimes I'm stuck, so I'll go and I'll see what other people are saying and I'll go share their stuff.
Right. Oh, yeah, that's perfect.
Exactly.
That's good. We're sharers and you're giving them exposure and they love that.
Then I'll have moments that are like, oh yeah, I can totally share this. Like, oh, my husband made me breakfast the other day while I was writing the book, and he's been such a doll, so I took a picture of my breakfast because it was so pretty, and he did that, and I shared that, and that was great. And then I thought the other day, so I used these sticky notes to.
Oh, I saw that. I loved it.
And my whole messy, I'm looking at. They're still up here, by the way. I don't know if you can see them, but they're up there.
I love that. I do the same thing.
I didn't have a wall that I could put them on. I had because the wall's covered by the bookshelves. I'm like, I'll just use the edge of the bookshelves and sticky them up, and those were my outlines. I'm going to take them down after today, but they're kind of my friends,
Yeah.
And so when I would be listening to each of my interviews, I'd be, okay, this is a myth. I got to write this myth down, and I'd stick it up. Because here's the thing, and Deb, I know you were saying, oh, what a great way to write a book, do these interviews, right? So you say the myth, it's social media is hard. Elaine says the myth, social media is hard. And Joel says the myth, social media is hard. And I'm like, oh, shoot, now I have to put all their stuff together in one chapter, right? It's not like it's not like chapter after chapter after chapter is one person.
Right.
No, this is like woven stuff, and I can't duplicate, and so I have to choose what am I going to take from Deb's, and what am I going to take from Joel's, and what am I going to take from Elaine. So,
interesting.
So those were the main headings and things that got me started, and then it got really complicated, and I couldn't keep up with the notes. But they've been there, just in case I wanted to add and make sure. Oh yeah, did I make sure to get that one in? And just,
I like that.
Yeah.
I love Post-its. Rick's going to kill me for saying that he hates them, and I love them. Like, I literally have 16 Post-its right in front of me that just motivate me. When you're dragging, all of a sudden I'll look and it says, what's next? Or keep on swinging, or who was I created to be? There's a bunch of different things based on, like, what you need to give you a jump start. But when I saw your bookshelf with the Post-it note, I so related because I would put them for my tasks and reminders. So I'd put them, right along the bookshelf, and that way I couldn't end the day unless those Post-its were done. And I had one week that was just crazy, so it just kept building, and then like it went from top here to here, it just kept extending. And then I had a news interview that I couldn't go in person to the studio, so we were going to do a Skype, and I was like, taking them all off, putting them on a wall. It's just like, okay, take them off, move them. But so when I saw that, what's that?
Yeah, great way to keep track of everything. Yeah.
Like, and it's interesting because I think, again, we live in a social media world, we live in a digital world, and sure, I have Basecamp and Teamwork and all these things to manage my projects digitally, but there are sometimes like a paper and a pen is all I want, and a Post-it. And there's something about how your brain engages. Like when I write creatively, I just want to write. And that's why this section is all my journals, right, of physically writing. So I think the myth in the digital world of social media that's all we do, that's not. We see each other in person. We have these real life worlds as well, the IRL worlds. We just use social media to leverage those conversations, leverage those interactions, and expand them. I love when, and I see we've got like 4 minutes left, but one of the things that I love about social media and going to events is you can go to something and be like, hey, this is where the after party is. This is where all the networking is happening. Come here. And if you're following other people that are in the know, all you have to do is trigger those people, put them on as alerts on your phone at events, so it maximizes your in real life experiences. So I love it. I'm a fan. I love that you're busting the myths so that we can start using social media more. Let the world use social media.
Yes, bring it on, bring them online. Let's bring the world together. I think the more we connect with each other in positive ways, um, the more peaceful our world will be, and we really need that in our world. We need more peace, more understanding, appreciation for each other, you know, and let's use social media for good, right? Be good, people. Be good out there. And let's see. So Marilyn is saying, my experience with writing books is so far has been been a big, all-encompassing, focused project at the end. Yeah. So that's what I'm learning, Marilyn. I'm joining your ranks. I know Marilyn McLeod. She's the one who's been engaging with us here. Has written several books, and we
Hi,
need to
Marilyn.
talk.
And tweet at me if you've been watching and you've got questions that I don't know if I'm just bumping off in 2 minutes or if you're ending this. But,
we're going to end.
Okay,
I'm going to go eat. I have been sitting on my butt for 3 hours and have to pee. So.
Right, so I'll continue the conversation on Twitter. You can tweet me personally at Coach Deb, and then what's the hashtag, Laura?
SMMB.
Okay,
Social Media Myths Busted. Yep.
When I get off, and this is a tradition of what I usually do, unless I'm going into another meeting, it may take a little while, but then after I do live type of things, I'll go to social media and then see the thread of what I missed out on as far as people engaging and asking questions, and then I know people will watch the replay. So if you're doing that and you got to the end, congratulations. We'll continue that conversation on Twitter. I do have a question, Elaine, since you're the Google Hangout Pro here. You're our expert. You're going to be like my go-to. I don't know if you're going to know this.
Absolutely.
Like, why did I meet that girl? She's got too many questions. But you know, we do long hangouts, right? And if you have different interviews that you bring in throughout, are you able to splice that out, say on YouTube, and say, I want this half hour? You can.
The beauty of this is you have to download it. You download the MP4, and then with whatever your software is, I use Camtasia and chop things up as I need them, depending on what it's for.
Okay. So that's good. So
you can add really nice intros and outros as well.
Okay.
So, you know, you can actually put up a Hangout. This is a good tip for all small business. If you have, like Social Buzz Club, Social Buzz U had a wonderful intro in the last iteration that had a really good wrap that was for Social Buzz U. Sometimes for small business, you want to take your Hangout down, take the event off the Google Plus page, download the MP4, and then jazz it up a little. There is some editing tools in YouTube, but it only goes so far. If you have some good video software, I know James Wedmore would say this too, when you download it, you can add your intros, your outros, a little music, really jazz it up, and you'll have something that you can use over and over and over again.
Okay, wait a minute.
So, yes.
I heard, maybe it's a myth, we're all busting these myths here, that if you take you can leverage SEO with your initial YouTube, Hangout, basically, in Google Hangout. If you take it down, then you're losing all that, aren't you? That original one?
Well, depending on what you've done with it. Okay, if what Deb was talking about was doing a whole bunch of interviews, then that isn't necessarily the optimization you want. So by removing that, again, you're not going to water down what you are putting up after. Once you've played with it, if I add an intro or outro to, I did a group of speaker interviews, and I took them apart, added a nice intro and outro, put them back up on YouTube, and then used all the great tags and keywords for that particular speaker. So that would have gotten much more traction than that one big video that had a bunch of people on it and not enough keywords.
But if you optimized it up front, and you invited a lot of people, and you promoted the heck out of it. Yeah.
Then I wouldn't take it down.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have to think about that ahead of time. But if for expedience sake you wanted to interview 5 different people, or Deb had a whole string that she wanted to do, then I wouldn't do much with the optimization. with it, the thought in mind that once it gets up there, I'm going to take it down, chop it up, and then repurpose those.
Okay, so it's good for repurposing is what I'm hearing.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But, because Brandy, I know, talks a lot about getting a lot of Google juice from your initial, and you've talked about it. This is why we want to put this, that's why we're creating events, because we want to get the visibility out ahead of time. And then,
absolutely. That was specifically for the scenario Deb was talking about.
Okay.
It was something really, really long that you didn't want to be one big piece.
Yeah, and of course I'm a girl who likes to eat her cake, have her cake and eat it too, because
yes,
otherwise what's the
both? So, yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, how do I get both, right? So, like, I'm looking at this interview. You have this for I don't know, 3 hours, but then I would want, like, say 15-minute a piece that I could share on my blog, that maybe the most exciting thing that we shared, right? And then I would grab that and I could share it in different places because people want those consumable bite-sized pieces. So that's kind of what I'm trying to figure out.
Absolutely. Well, that's
There's no reason, that you can't leave the big piece up there.
Right.
Optimize that for what it is, but then the 15-minute increments are going to have different keywords anyway.
Right,
because you're going after that one key piece. So
download it as the MP4.
Yeah, and then chop it up and upload the new ones
as separate ones. So there's our cake and eat it too, Laura.
There it is. We did it.
Yay, it's a great note to end on.
Busted. We did it. We're a team. I love working with you ladies. High five. High five, Elaine.
Well, happy birthday. Congratulations on this book. I'm honored to be part of it. And I can't wait to read it because it sounds pretty interesting.
Yeah, it is pretty interesting.
It's really good. It's really good. There's a lot of great information in there. I'm paging through as we go. I need to take 2 seconds of your hangout and say, happy birthday to my glam daughter, Maggie Piper.
Yay, Maggie.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. And for those of you who are just tuning in or haven't gotten the book yet and you want to, today it's on birthday special for 99 cents. Be good. Use social media for good, for social good, and join us as Become a Mythbuster. Buy the book. It's $1 at socialmediamythsbusted.com. The hangout is there too. It's already embedded there. And if you have any questions for any of our Mythbusters, their links to their websites are also on the homepage, by the way, as you just scroll down. And they're in the book. They're all over the place. You guys rock. Thank you so much for being here. We're busting myths left and right. We're bringing the world together one social connection at a time. And I can't wait to collaborate and continue this myth-busting journey with you.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me, Laura.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And thank you for all your support. Yes. Bye.